let's see how this shit plays out. Yo ho ho! What's going on, guys? This is Grim Reaper, uh, bringing you guys a weekly roundup. As you guys already know how the weekly roundup works, it's supposed to be the weekly about 10-15 minute video discussing the community's activities, going on, videos, releases. And we tried out a new format. I haven't been able to keep up with the past two roundup sessions because of work conflicts and video conflicts. But as you know, I ain't gonna never slack. If there's any obstacles that we ever have, you already know I'm gonna do my best to innovate and renovate those issues so that we can improve and keep pushing forward with everything that we gotta get out there. You know, if you're a Patreon member, you already know these videos are for y'all niggas. The podcasts and stuff, you already know I'm gonna edit that shit whenever I can and on time. Every single reaction, you already know that bitch is real as fuck, and I'm gonna drop that bitch as early as fucking possible, so y'all niggas don't gotta wait and shit. I try my best. So in this session, we're gonna try this format. It's a lot easier. It's supposed to be me and Zarso today to work out this format, but he quote unquote says he's in traffic. I don't believe it's fucking fuck. But either way, I'm gonna start us off. Let me know if we have some audio issues, Chubb. What's going on, Chubb? Let me set that in for any audio issues. Also, let me know if anybody else jumps in if you can't hear them. Basically, we're gonna be covering today One Piece because I read the chapter for Friday. Today's chapter of Seven Deadly Sins. The previous chapter 115 of One Punch Man. And I think that's it. Those three solo leveling. Number 4. The previous chapters of solo leveling. We'll address and hit those points little by little. And let's get it popping, man. I'm trying to fucking stay gaming and shit while I do that. So I'll probably get my ass busted a lot, but regards to that, you already know. Niggas know I'm wrong. Niggas know I'm wrong. Alright, so let's take a like this shit. Should probably start off with One Punch, since we had the One Punch Man podcast yesterday. Shit was fire recording, bro. We had the guys out there. Matt and Zonine couldn't make it. Kind of stereotypical of like the heroes in actual One Punch Man. They only show up in like certain occasions. It's not the same case because these two guys are like busy and shit, scheduling issues. But it's kind of funny that there's parallels between that. Invited my boy Stebo to the podcast to watch or to conversate with us. Stebo's an old friend of mine from YouTube. When I first started, I didn't have all PC and all the different things that you need to like be active and stream and shit. So after I started to like gain subscribers and gain some traction, he was there the entire time since day one. But he was like, "Hey man, I'll help you out if you need it." And then he allowed me to stream using his OBS. So I would just gather the people who were going to stream. We'd use his PC and his operating system. He'd just record it and then upload it. I even trusted him enough to give him my my old channel password and shit. So you guys know Steve was a very trusted member of the family and shit. All right, let's kill these niggas while I got it. All right, so besides that, I think that was it for the introductions on the podcast. Like I said, some of the guys couldn't make it, but overall for the chapter, this shit was good, man. I didn't really like agree with Sasuke, and I think Sundowner was too. We were like the chapter was good, but it wasn't everything or whatever. Fucking. All right. I actually enjoyed it a lot more so than a lot of other chapters. Not to say the other chapters weren't fucking great as fucking good, but just the fact that like the humor was so like, and I did notice that like that there wasn't really that much fighting or that much like progress forward, but like the dialogue did move the story forward. But like I was just fucking with it so much, man. Like I love the humor section there, like the whole dynamic between Flashy Flash and Saitama. like that. Like I know some of the guys are saying that it probably isn't going to pan out to be anything huge, and I kind of think it's going to be like that too. That it probably won't be anything huge, but like it'll be funny to see more flashy interactions with Saitama. But how that's going to change in the future is going to be like it's weird, bro. Because this is for sure, gonna be changing the dynamic between Flashy Flash and like not only Saitama but like most of the other motherfuckers in general that hang around with Saitama, and maybe even the Hero Association in consequence of it. So like, I don't know, man. Like, we're talking about Flashy Flash knowing that Saitama is like basically God and shit. I don't know how well that could like go over for the world. But regardless of that, it also could not be a big deal like the guys are playing it. Flash and Flash may even like continue to like disregard it and shit, be like, oh, it was just some bullshit, or like, oh, it was a fluke or whatever. I don't think he's dumb enough to keep perceiving that, but regardless, it was an interesting moment to see. Um, like I said though during the podcast, I'm really excited to see the prospect of the next few fights, man. Because unlike a lot of other stories, like there's different strategies and techniques out there. Because I'll compare it to Taizai, right? Taizai is very, very quality in a lot of parts. There's some parts that aren't that good, and like some parts that are rushed or whatever. But it's the 98% of the story, like, and I'm literally mean 98%. It's literally been about like maybe 15. I would say maybe even 20 to 25 chapters worth of like questionable releases, or like and it's not all consecutive, and I'm not only talking about from like chapter 300 onward. There's some sparses in between there, but like overall, Taizai was really solid. And in one of the main aspects is the fights, right? So the reason I'm pointing it out is that the way that Nakaba sets up a fight, because it's like super duper story driven or story, so however you want to look at it, it's like it's shonen esque, where you don't necessarily know the outcome of the situation or the scenario, but at the same time, the outcome isn't really like it's hard to explain. Like, oh, what's going on, Ray World? Um, how do I put this? It's like the fight. You know how the fight's supposed to go, or it's not supposed to go. Like this guy's gonna lose or whatever, this guy's gonna win, and like the main emphasis or the main focus is the victory or the defeat. While in One Punch Man, while the victory or defeat is important, I feel like how they do it is like, or at least the way that Murata displays. Hey, Chubb, relax, bro. The way that Murata displays, like the fight, it makes like the outcome not fucking matter. Like in the Phoenix fight, I didn't care if Child Emperor won or not. Like and that's not the same for like other stories, where like you getting a lot more emotionally involved in the situation than the characters, and like it's a good thing. Like it's not bad that One Punch Man doesn't have it. It's just a different way to go about things, and I think I prefer that when it comes to fighting at least. Um, but it was just like, cause all right, I'm not complaining, but like just like I told you, bro, like we got all these niggas getting ready to fight each. All these niggas get ready to do that thing to each other, and then we got a pan over here to Flashy Flash and Saitama. Like Saitama's kind of like a factor that you can't really grade at all, because it's never upsetting or dull whenever he's around, but at the same time you don't want him to be around sometimes. Like there are indeed selected points, and most likely around fights is the time period I'm talking about in Jersey. But I just don't want Saitama in the storyline. It's so like, oh, I just don't know. We can't have that around. We can't have that involved. So to see like, because I don't want to take this too far. Like, I'm not saying that having the presence of Saitama around heroes is detrimental. I'm saying that Orochi versus Saitama did happen. Drawn amazingly, looked cool. He got fucking defeated in like no time, bro. We can't like, I can't be okay with some shit like that. And it's not really a problem. It's a style. It's a style that like people are getting one shot and defeated because he's using it for a narrative purpose. Like it's not like some bullshit where like in other stories where a super high ranking individual comes down and fights or ties with a low ranking individual just to like have the individual like show off some shit or display a power up or an ability. No, like in One Punch Man, it doesn't matter even if you power up and show up all your shit. Like you're not gonna get a chance to display that bitch. It's a one time occasion, right? Bug God is the perfect example. Like I was talking about in the podcast, I hated the fact that Darkseid just popped his ass with one hit and it was like nothing. Did that thing to that nigga. But at the same time, that makes perfect sense. Like, no, Bug God shouldn't be able to fucking touch or harm or mess up or push back Darkseid. So it's just I'm just saying like it's not a trope. It's a style. It's a strategy. It's not like a bad thing. It's a good thing. Like he's staying consistent and accurate to the scaling, regardless of the consequences of it. Regardless, it's hilarious. It hurts sometimes, but I fuck with him for it. Let me see. We can keep going about One Punch for a long ass fucking time, and we might come back to it. I'm not sure how long I want to make this video. But regardless of that, let's hop into solo leveling for a second. So we got the Ants and Sung Jin Woo and the Demon Realm. So I know we just transitioned from One Punch Man to solo leveling. So I'll give you guys a quick synopsis so you guys can try and get interested in it. But we won't be talking about it for a long ass time. We'll keep it. We'll keep all the conversations for all the topics sliding, so we don't have to hear it for the entire time period if you don't read it. Basically, solo leveling is an individual who lives in this world who seems to be infested by magical instances of gates. What's good, Tony? Hey, bro, I was watching your little stream a little bit earlier, bro. Hop in if you're trying to chat and shit, bro. I don't know what you read, though, so it's all up to you. We're on Discord. So solo leveling is about a kid who in this world there are these like magical gates that show up like dungeons or whatever, campaigns or whatever that show up in different parts of the world consistently all the time, and they're ranked in terms of like dangerousness from a scale of S all the way down to E, I believe, or D. So, and then the people that fight these gates or go into these gates to protect the world, they're called hunters, and they're also ranked in terms of strength from S all the way down to E. So this guy starts off as level E and he moves up throughout the ranks, going through different tasks, trials and tribulations. That's story wise. So let's get to the guys who are caught up. Sung is strong as fuck. We're getting to the point where we're having conversations, where we have to acknowledge conversations about what nation level really is. I know it recently got introduced like a few chapters ago, I want to believe. And actually, my main complaint with the story right now is the fact that like we don't even have what S rank really is defined. Like I don't know if you guys realize it, but every single time we're referencing S rank fighters, S rank capabilities, S rank dangers, it's either we're seeing Sung deal with these things and it's not directly defined, or we're just not seeing it and it's just referenced that, oh, this guy's strong, or oh, he's known for doing this and that, or oh, he's capable of that, or these things occurred because of him. That's the main way that they address the S class. We haven't seen a single feat from them, a single capability from them. We just don't have them. They're all. It's kind of like a backwards. I won't say exactly backwards because I think I want to say One Punch is similar to this, but it's particular. It's different because it's based around Saitama, and I guess this is the same way because it's based around Sung. But basically, all the other people seem to be like getting referenced or having their powers like compared to by or detailed by being compared to Sung. So like Sung is capable of doing this, and this guy is this guy could, or like for example, so let's say that one of the S rank guys, the girl Chai, right? She's A, for example. You give him the title and rank A or whatever, right? Hold on, let me kill these niggas. I'm gonna lose focus if I don't fucking. He's out here jumping niggas and shit, bro. We don't do that jumping shit, bro. Niggas stay jumping, bro. Niggas love to jump, bro, but get mad when they get jumped. Damn, bro, I'm gonna get killed because I got jumped, bro. Nah, I'm gonna kill these niggas, bro. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you trying to revive your nigga? Damn, you got it. Damn, bro. What up, bitch ass nigga, dog? Not only did he get that shit, then he wants to fucking use a fucking a concussive weapon, dude. Like you can't fight me head on, pussy ass nigga. Fuck that nigga. All right, I know, dog. They're fucking bitches. All right, let's get back to solo leveling. My bad. Tony. Not much. Came to see what's up. I still need to read that solo leveling. Only got to the first chapter. Oh, you tripping, Tony, bro? You tripping? Well, fortunately, this is a Seven Deadly Sins, One Piece, One Punch Man, shit. But regardless, we'll get back to the solo leveling. All right. So, like I was saying, um, every other person isn't the S class isn't really defined properly. Like I don't know what their capability is about. I don't know how fast they should be. I don't know what kind of destruction they have. All I know is, or I think, because this is also done very vaguely too, is that we're told that some of these dungeon monsters or bosses or whatever are capable of certain things. Or like it would take these many people to fight them, or feats like that, you know. Way back in the Baruka portion of the storyline, the Ice Elves or whatever, it was implied that he's an S ranked fighter. Like it would require an S to fight him. So if back then we were encountering that, then I guess we can say that monsters are what's been defining the powers of hunters. Like these boss level individuals, their strength is what's being compared to the hunters. So I guess we shouldn't expect the the Hunters Guild's I think the guild's name is Hunter. Yeah. Um, the Ultimate Soldier, the red hair guy. I guess we shouldn't expect him to be able to fight and beat Vulcan or some shit like that, right? Because apparently, like Vulcan was a strong ass S or a strong ass demon or whatever, and of all the bosses that we've seen, or at that time period or whatever, like niggas wasn't as strong as fucking Vulcan, bro. Like they really were not as fucking strong as Vulcan. So I'm assuming that those guys that we saw along the way, like Baruka, um, Vulcan, um, not Kargalin. Kargalin is he's like a higher S. I would even say start to talking about like nation level or whatever. But like I'm talking about the bosses that we defeated personally defeated and saw on screen, maybe even off screen, around the time period where we were still like around like the Red Gate time period, maybe even a little bit after that. That's when we were told we were S class. That's when we even had the comparison with the Wolf guy. So now we've improved several times above that level. Even the Wolf guy admitted that Sung is exceptionally stronger in that time period. The only problem that I'm seeing with the series is that we have to define that better now. Because you can't keep telling me that he's this much stronger or like he has this now or that like he's capable of this and that when like it's I just don't know it. Haven't seen it. I don't know what that means. Like, stop telling me that shit. Either way, like, I'm not like, fuck, dog. Not only are they jumping this shit, but they're trying to use this smoke shit on me, dog. I don't even fucking know how to fucking. Come on, bruh. And I'm the last nigga again, bro. Fuck. Of course they found a fucking. Yup. Of course they do. Alright, hold up, bro. Let me kill this fucking bitch ass niggas out here. So you the smoke using nigga, huh? Fuck, bruh. Niggas love to tag team, bitch. Fuck, dog. It's because they tagged nigga. Right, whatever. Back to solo. All right. So basically, all I'm saying is that like for us to troop, we're now approaching nation level hunters. We should now be fighting or getting compared to nation level niggas. So that American nigga that we saw with the Hawaiian shirt, so right, he's the type of nigga that Sung's gonna be equal to or comparable to soon or is now. And it's just like the other nigga from Japan too, the leader nigga. The leaders, those two niggas who Sung's power is comparable to. Those two. No longer the other S class guys. We've passed that already. And that's my problem, that we passed them without interacting with them. I thought that the Ultimate Soldier and the Wolf guy were gonna be like, kind of like the rivals to Sung, or like the two sidekicks or niggas that like are always gonna have a little squabble with him, but that's not gonna be the case at all. It looks like they're actually gonna be part of his team because it looks like Sung's gonna be leading the defense of Korea inevitably. He's already started to protect the neighborhood around him. He's already started. He protected his sister and shit too. He's doing those duties of like almost like a king or a leader or whatever they wanted. I'm saying, bro. Yeah, they wanted less money, bro. They was out there like, nigga, get that ass over here, bro. Now I'm gonna get him this time, though, bro. Them niggas not gonna get away from me. But Sung stepping up his responsibilities, or not only with his capabilities, but just in general. So imagine that. Imagine Sung being this crazy strong, protecting all of Korea with the Ultimate Soldier, Chai Hei, the Wolf Nigga, and any other S class. The other, I think it's like 9 S classes or 8 S classes, and now 9 with Sung. In all of Korea, working underneath Sung, or working underneath the authority of Sung, or having Sung be a campaign leader, or some shit like that. And that's what it seems like it's gonna be. Whenever we attack the ants or whatever, in collaboration with Japan, Sung may not be the lead, but it looks like the leader of the association is going to count on Sung to be the lead. We'll see how that plays out, how the situation is. I'm excited for it. I'm super duper hyped for Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling storyline is one of the things that's pushing it forward. I'm so excited to see what happens next. Not only the capability and the growth of Sung is pivotal and a mainstay of the series, but currently it's not my main striving focus. It's actually starting to dull out to a certain extent because things are going too fast and we're not seeing it. I've actually seen a few people comment on that, like, oh, this story's moving too quickly or whatever. Yeah, some of it's getting off screen. We are moving forward from a bunch of parts, but let's just give it time because this is just one or two things we're just pointing out. Nothing big, huge, crazy, unusual. But yeah, Solo Leveling's been amazing. Make sure you check that out. If you want the links to any of the things that we're going to be talking about today in this video, please check out the Discord below and we can do the links. And we can also discuss it with you once you get caught up at it today. So up next, we have 7 Deadly Sins. The Nazi no Taizai. So we missed a recent Borisat podcast. In consequence of this chapter and the previous chapter. So we're gonna be doing that here. So let's start out with the initial visuals, like Gelda, right? So Gelda is becoming a lot more prominent in these past few chapters. I'm fucking with it because I've always wanted to get more information about the vampires. The vampires are always cool, whatever, and to have a connection like as deep as that of Gelda and Zeldris, a main connection like that, a main character, is very opportunistic. I'm not going to take that to expand upon the vampires, and I'm glad that we're getting it. I wouldn't say she's going to be the best specimen, but she is a great way to take the vampires to example. Like, she's going to be what I consider most vampires that are capable to be able to do. Because she doesn't have any crazy accolades. It doesn't say that she's the second strongest vampire or anything like that. So, but she seems to be like one of the main ones. So, I'm assuming most vampire niggas will be a little bit weaker than her. Previously, we really only had like the other vampire and I think the Vampire King as a reference, but those were like either too powerful or like too irrelevant to really get a good grasp on the basic power of the vampires and 7 Deadly Sins. But I think this presentation of Gelda is going to help us with a little bit of that. I know in the previous chapter we actually saw her head get cut off, so like that'll be fucking exciting to speculate on, like how do you really beat a vampire and shit, because Escanor did it with fucking extreme heat and shit, so I'm assuming that's possible or capable. Niggas are trying to fucking argue that, it had to do with the sun, but like we'll see if that's like really the case. I don't think it's the case. I think it's just heat. It's powerful ass fucking blast, explosion and shit. But either way, so we're getting the whole mental debacle, possession shit. So I guess we can confirm that like the only way to remove a possession from somebody as strong as the Demon King is to, I guess, mentally destabilize them. Bro, why does my entire fucking team keep losing? These niggas fucking blow, bro. God damn, my nigga, bro. Niggas is really out here like on that like super doo-doo shit, bro. Fuck, let me just go get these niggas and then I'm gonna go take these niggas down, bro. Either way. Alright. So it looks like you have to destabilize him mentally, and it looks like you also have to be involved physically. The last instance, they had the privilege of having the Demon King not be fully like in control of Meliodas' body, and that's what helped him. Like that helped him greatly, and we actually saw that this in this fight that like it's not that like he's stronger, but we saw the progress. We saw him go from like the same exact point that he was with Meliodas to here. He had the lake to help him in getting his magic and shit too, but he has his body intact, quote unquote. It seems, or that's what he's trying to make it seem like. But it looks like strong mental resistance can do that, or at least that's what this portion is gonna prove. So I'm assuming it's that. I'm assuming that like you got to be like strong as fuck. You got to be like strong as fuck mentally, and like it's your own battle. I mean, I guess others can interfere, but like in other series, if we're gonna do cross versus battles, there's not really other niggas that like have the ability or proven the ability to like enter your psyche or like influence your psyche and shit. Fuck, almost had this nigga. Damn, almost had this nigga. I'll get the next one. To influence your psyche like that. So, I guess I'm trying to point out that like this technique of the Demon King, the commandment possession, or the possession in general through the commandments. I guess that's because the way we have to look at this, if we want to like break it down, is like, yes, he's able to possess. He's a demon, so technically, all demons, as we've seen, are able to possess you. Whether it's a technique, whether whatever it is base thing, they're able to possess you or remove your souls, and those are two different things. So if the Demon King is several billions of times superior to most demons, it seems like he is, at least in his purgatory state, not invading other people's bodies, then his possession technique should be absolute, or not absolute, but it's extremely powerful. And I'll make the example clear here. He was able to possess a being with 10 commandments at that power level. He's already a strong ass deity. Basically, by attaining 10 commandments, you're a deity. So it depends on how we want to split this. Are we thinking like when you absorb 10 commandments, it's a gateway that allows the Demon King to enter you? Or is it like the 10 commandments are a horcrux of the Demon King? And by taking them in, you're also taking that portion of him in, not another portion. However you want to see it, the Demon King has the ability to possess extremely high level, very, very powerful individuals. This helps with verses. The way I think about most shits is like verses, because I read so many different series that like you have to have a base of what's strong, or a normal median of what's strong, and put things around based on that. And one of the reasons why I love One Punch Man so much is because it makes that particular thing so much easier. Knowing and understanding One Punch Man and his scaling system allows you to like rank and power scale a lot easier and a lot more comprehensively across the board. Like and it's the broadness of it is a plus too. Now there's some errors along the way, but that's done purposely. Like for example, the term or the rank demon, right? The rank demon is wide ranging, but at the same time, the definition of it isn't necessarily matched by the examples that we've seen, such that you can threaten an entire city, right? So, a threaten, we usually mean like destroy, but threaten means that you have the ability to like cause harm to. So, a guy like Deep Sea King, he got taken out of his strongest form by one punch from Genos. Even though he had a lot of destruction and he banged Genos after that, Genos at the time period wasn't that crazy strong. He was like city block level, a few city block level, which he's still around that period now, but it's expansively improved and enlarged. Genos is very, very powerful, and he can take out multiple city blocks, if not half of cities. And he has the ability himself to threaten an entire city pretty easily. That being the case, though, the way that we conventionally talk about scaling, though, is like, if a city bus or somebody who can take out a city in an instant with one effort, not a single attack, but maybe like one effort of an attack, right? If Atomic had a big enough sword, him doing an atomic slash, which is several slashes, would be considered one effort, one thing. Kizaru's barrage of laser beams, Yasaka Magatana, would be considered one effort. It's more than one laser, it's more than one beam, but it's one effort. That's the exact same concept we're talking about. in One Punch Man, the demons don't have that concept. So it's hard. That's what makes it hard because technically, threatening a city are what dragons seem to be doing. Most of the dragons that we've seen, with the exception of like Bakuzan, um, the Ninja Twins, uh, really that's really it. Like everybody else has shown the ability to threaten the city. We're like either over time or with like single efforts, you can take out a city. And even then, I would consider most of the dragons in One Punch Man to be low dragons, if I was to use that term. Besides the fact that like some of them have certain battle capabilities, like destructive capability and battle stance are two different things. You can destroy a city in one attack, or you could be Goro and be able to fight niggas that can destroy cities in the entire attacks. It, either way, however you want to look at it, there's different ways to describe power scaling, and I love the way that One Punch does that. So the demon, so like I was describing about the Demon King. The Demon King is very, very powerful, and he's actually I would consider him an above a god level threat. Excuse me, not above dragon. He'd be a god level threat because of like first of all his ability to possess, his ability to remove souls. Um, it, he's super crazy, and one of the reasons why I myself in particular have been disliking the ending of Taizai, and if it continues on forward how it is, it may not be the best ending in Taizai. Is because this character seems to, or supposedly, has the ability to like just do everything. Like this nigga's legit, like just powerful as fuck, but he's just not. It seems like he's alive. It seems like everything Nakaba has said, everything that's been hyped up for 300 plus chapters has been a complete lie. And the problem is that we saw portions of this lie. Like in Purgatory, we saw some of the strength of the Demon King. And what we were expecting um, with him taking over the body of Zeldris and Meliodas in particular, was that he was going to be using that scary, powerful presence and those capabilities that we didn't see. The other half that was unknown while using the portion that we saw. But that didn't turn out to be the case, and it's been exceptionally disappointing. But the mental struggle is what we're in the middle of. It seems like Zeldris is back intact and is going to be able to fight and hopefully affect the conflict positively, fighting up against the Demon King and on his brother's side. So we're going to see resolution of feelings in their relationship, hopefully, most likely. Um, so that'll be cool to see. It's always fucking cool and emotional to like get this interaction between a lot of these main sins, Meliodas in particular, but like Gothar always has those emotional heartstrings, Bond, um, King, you know. So we're here now. Like whatever happens next, it's for the better, I guess. Like I said, I'm optimistic about Taza, but like certain times things just don't go our way. I am hoping that this emotional, like I said, this emotional like connection between Zeldris and Meliodas will like do a lot for us. But like I'm not sure if it still has the potency as it used to. So we'll see how that plays out. One Punch Solo Leveling. Quick thoughts about One Piece. The only thing that was really notable was like,
Yo, what's good, Graham?
wow, bro. Right when I'm talking about One Piece, Nada shows up, man. What's up, bro?
That's good. That's good.
Nah, I actually was just about to start my thoughts on the recent chapter. I just
Uh,
read it today,
okay.
and so I guess that we're supposed to be getting attached to the guy and his past or whatever, the princess. Um,
Yeah.
and besides that, we get the whole the kind of information about Kaido and the scar. Did you find or like how did you take the chapter? What did you interpret from it? Like not just that, but like in general.
I mean, it. So Oda can play with our expectations a little bit with this, with the whole Enma backstory, because honestly, Shusui, even though it's only a great grade sword for Wano, it's more well known than what Enma is, even though Enma was the one that scarred Kaido. But we know in the past, because Monsters is in the same universe as One Piece, Ryuma killed a dragon with that sword. So, so either way, both swords are dragon slaying swords. Or in Enuma's case, it scarred Kaido, who is a dragon. And so, I personally, I don't know where Oda's going to go with it. I think Zoro really wants to keep Shusui, but honestly, it's Wano's national treasure. So I like how Oda's setting it up here, how he's going to play with our expectations a little bit.
Are
Is
we
Zoro?
are we supposed
Go
to
ahead.
imply that like the blade is why Odin was able to? Well, it was Odin, right?
Yeah, it was Oda.
Yeah. Why Odin was able to cut him, or like the combination of the two, or like what are you thinking it is? Is it like mostly the
See,
blade,
because
or
see, to me, I think it's the Wilder because I know what Kawamatsu is saying, but that's according to Wano. Like their belief is that the spirits of the samurai reside in the sword, and that's what makes the sword strong. While we know, according to Zoro and Mihawk, and even Koshiro, Zoro's master, it doesn't matter what the blade wants to do; it's up to the wielder. Because again, going back to Zoro and Alabasta against Mister One, he didn't want to cut the tree, but he wanted to cut the rock. And so he, in that moment, chose what he wanted to cut, and that's why he could cut Mister One. Uh, Same thing that he told Monet on Punk Hazard. He's like, I'll cut whatever I want to cut. He said, just because you're a woman doesn't mean I won't cut you. And that was when he sent the flying slash and cut her. And then also in the next breath, he did use Great Dragon Shock and he didn't cut her. So it's a couple of those things to where I know according to Wano, they believe it's the spirits and the sword that makes the sword strong. But we know according to Mihawk and Koshiro, it's about the wielder. It's the one who chooses to use the blade that makes the blade strong or not. Not necessarily the grade of the sword.
hmm.
So yeah, it's a little bit contradictory because obviously Wano doesn't call it hockey, they call it Ryu. But we know that Ryu and hockey are it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we'll see, man. Because like,
I mean, do you think Zoro is going to be the one to basically make it to where Kaido is no longer invulnerable and not Luffy?
that's what I was thinking about when I first saw that because we're talking about it, all right. So we're talking about years upon years of complete headcanon.
Yeah, exactly.
Niggas talking about they dropped a fucking the head cutting thing. The I forget what that's called. They dropped that on his neck and shit. Fucking
Yeah,
try to
the
hang that
guillotine.
nigga.
Yeah,
Yeah, the guillotine. Try to hang that nigga. All kinds of like death. We even implied that like if he's fighting admirals and shit like we implied all kinds of different things as to why he couldn't die. To the point where we even believe that his body's invulnerable. While we've gotten hints
yeah,
that that's not true. He fell from the fucking sky or whatever, had a headache. Just a headache. Super durable, but not in inhurtable, if that's a good word to
yeah,
use.
exactly.
Yeah. And fucking scar on his body and shit. Other bitches or Big Mom was sitting there confident as fuck to fight him without a problem. If this guy was really invulnerable or couldn't be hurt, that wouldn't be the case. So now we get like the not only did we get the scar, but now we have like the thing that gave him the scar. Two pieces of confirmation that this guy isn't immortal. And there's not some like Big Mom effect where like you gotta tickle his elbow for him to not be fucking invulnerable.
Exactly.
So like my thoughts are like, is it really okay for a character like Zoro to have a Yonko killer, quote unquote? Because that's what it seems like it's gonna be like. Kaido's body's
Yeah,
gonna fall, and now that we have this blade, it seems like it's gonna be responsible for something. Maybe not for his death, but maybe for impeding his progress, and then that ends up bringing his death. So,
yeah,
uh,
exactly. Because Oda, he's been on record saying that he doesn't know how Luffy's gonna beat Kaido because it can't just be a punch.
exactly, yeah,
Like and I've brought up stuff in several arenas a fiction, kind of like in Lord of the or in The Hobbit, right? No one could really hurt Smaug, the dragon. It came down to the black arrow to knock off one of the scales, and that's when they were able to actually deal damage to Smaug. And so I see Oda. My thing about it is that if it's Zoro, okay, obviously all of the Zoro tards are going to be wild, but I kind of have a problem with it coming down to Zoro doing it because I don't know. I love Zoro. He's my favorite Straw Hat, but I don't think it's to come down to him being the reason why they're able to do damage to Kaido. Like, I don't mind him playing a hand and beating Kaido because obviously he's killed a dragon earlier on Hazard, so we know Zoro can do it. But I'm gonna have a problem if Zoro plays like a real heavy hand and going against Kaido.
I mean,
Like if yeah, go on.
I was gonna say like we have been talking about like, oh, Zoro's each one or like swordsman and shit. Zoro's got to play a big ass part or whatever. Like technically, technically, wouldn't this be what all these people are hyping for?
Yeah, it would be. I mean, my thing is this: is that, and I don't know if Oda is ever going to play that up again because when Zoro first joined Luffy, right? He said that he would follow him because it seemed like Luffy would go against strong opponents. But he also said that if he ever felt that he was stronger than Luffy, he would leave the crew. And then we got him obviously saying Sabaody, not necessarily, but obviously we got him Water 7 that if Luffy ever did something like trying to welcome someone back who disrespected him, he would leave the crew as well. So I don't know where Oda is going to go with this thing with Zoro, because obviously all the Zoro fans, all the Zoro tards, want to see Zoro be incredible in this arc. I mean, people have been talking about Zoro fighting King. People have been talking about Zoro fighting Kiyoshiro, possibly taking out what's his name, Orochi himself. And so obviously the Zoro fans are very excited, and they have reason to be. I mean, we've been without the guy for what 2 arcs
Yeah.
so far
Mm-hmm.
in the series, pretty much. He has the second most panel time in Wano so far, uh,
Oh, for real?
only to Luffy. Obviously, only to Luffy, and so obviously Zoro. Obviously Oda is going to be using him a lot in this arc, and I have no problem with that. But kind of like, and I was talking to Dritz and Virgo Stream, and he and I were conversing about it because he was like, his problem would be that, okay, if Zoro has a hand in beating, let's say Zoro does beat King, that means Zoro's been this strong since Jump Street, a pre-time skip. I mean, a post-time skip. Like, that's literally what it means, is that Zoro's been
Why
first
does it
commander
mean that?
level. Well, because he hasn't fought anybody. Like, okay, he fought Pika, which obviously if Pika wouldn't have been running and fought Zoro straight up, Zoro would have washed him. But because Pika kept running away, he would have beat Pika off rip. There's the technicality with the killer fight,
But we just
how they
saw
both,
this. That's what I'm gonna say. Like,
yeah.
how could we say that like Zoro is possibly first commander level or capable of fighting first commander when he just on screen lost to Killer and somebody who's not as strong as Killer?
I mean, well, it's technically if you think he lost or if you think he won. I mean, according to Oda, he won the fight.
Agreed. My bad. Apologies. He won the fight
Yeah,
in a non-satisfactory manner.
exactly. I mean, he was without his 3 swords. Uh, so that depends if you think that if he had all 3 swords, he would have washed Killer, or do you think it would have been an actual fight?
I think Mihawk said that any blade could be a black blade.
True,
So
he did. He did say
yeah.
he said it could be a black blade, and so, but as people were saying, and I kind of agree. Like, okay, if Oda does have Zoro beat King, right? That either means that he was near first commander level, or he was first commander level. And honestly, would that sit well with you as just a reader, Grim? would that be okay with you?
I mean, obviously, I'd really like to see it, so no.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to see
Yeah,
the
I
same
mean,
progress. Yeah, I mean, we should all expect to know that like he's not gonna get the same development, screen time, fights
yeah,
as
as
Luffy.
Luffy,
Yeah,
yeah, he's
even
not.
though he's technically like out of anybody in this storyline, anybody. If there was to be a person who gets the second most fights, the second most screen time, the second most anything, it would be this nigga. But
Yeah, it would be Zoro. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but uh, other than the sword stuff, it was great how Oda made us care about Kawamatsu and Onimaru in one chapter. Like, I think he handled this situation way better than what he handled the Yasu situation, because he gave 3 chapters to Yasue. Some people liked it. Some people absolutely hated it. I was kind of in between on Yasue. I thought he was cool, but I did think it was kind of redundant a little bit.
mm-hmm.
Was kind of self-serving. But other than that, I was glad how he actually made us care for these two kind of side characters in one chapter. It shows Oda still has it in him to be great with his writing and with his pacing. And so obviously the ankle breaker that Onimaru was Gyukimaru. Uh, do you think that's a double fruit? Do you think he's actually a fox that ate a Zoan model human the double fruit, or what?
It's, that was so interesting, bro. Like I'm not gonna say like I got the feels, but like I was fucking with the fox,
Yeah.
cause like that's like, yo, that oh man, I should have like, yo, bro, like that was weird too, man. I was kind of hoping that the nigga who gathers the swords was
Yeah.
was the nigga cause all right, the way I was seeing it was that like okay, so this guy was he saw all these niggas died, right? And they left their swords there by tradition. So these Honor
Yeah.
Bros niggas died, and they gotta fucking get their shit, or like they have their swords there. So there's grave robbers there. So this nigga's like, oh no, grave robbers are bad, and he comes to be a grave robber to go rob these blades, but for a good cause. So I'm like, all right, that's super ironic, clever, whatever. It would be even more clever if the nigga who took Zoro's swords was also the nigga who's been collecting the blades the entire time. And it turns out that it's basically that, but like
Exactly.
the nigga was in jail the whole time, so he couldn't. So yeah, it makes sense that the fox would be the one doing it, but still, like shit, like that,
I know.
yeah,
Yeah, I was definitely feeling it. Dude, Oda's in his bag. It's like that was totally because now it makes sense why he ran away crying at the end of the last chapter. He's like,
mm-hmm.
oh, he's back. He's finally back. He's finally returned.
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
13 long years. So that all ties together. So
The
yeah,
only
man.
the only
Oh
problem that I have, this is more like a narrative thing.
yeah,
Yeah, it's glaring why some of these things are happening. Like it's like,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's like, oh,
yeah, yeah.
we
I
need
get
these weapons. Okay, let's make a storyline for the weapons or whatever. Okay, we need boats. Let's make a storyline for the boats. It feels like that's what he did instead of like,
yeah.
all right, these people have a storyline and it's like intertwined the boat thing underneath there. It's and that's why I feel like this shit is getting rushed. Like,
Yeah, see, it feels like it's getting. We're still 7 days out, so it's like we're still 7 days out from the actual fight. So it's like,
I mean, but
unless he's gonna speed up time again, like, what are we gonna be doing after we get all these weapons? Like, there's literally gonna be no fighting in between. Like, what is Oda doing with it?
true. I mean,
Because it's 7 days out, but he's kind of rushing. Unless the war is gonna be that long.
either way, like the war won't start until that. So at least the waiting time has the highest probability of getting skipped. Like
Yeah,
these 7 days until the actual event is the highest probability. But at the same
yeah.
time, like something could happen before that. Cause you know how you know how Luffy is.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Luffy being Luffy might have to jump out, jump off, or we might get reinforcements for Kaido's side. Because right now, bro, Alliance is kind of stacked. I mean, I know Kaido is supposed to be, an unkillable beast. He's a monster. I get that and I respect that. But besides that new police force that we got,
uh-huh.
and Kiyoshiro and the Calamities, what does Kaido really have on his side? Because we've seen that pretty much all of the gifters are booty juice. Like hold them, come on,
Yeah,
stop.
we really haven't even seen much of the actual commanders themselves.
Exactly.
So like,
You know,
what do you? Uh,
I mean, because Shujamaru is comparable to Jack the Drought. We saw that he hurt Jack. That Jack, even though Jack is a zone, probably an awakened zone, he had to be bandaged up after Shujamaru cut him and broke his sword. He broke one of Jack's swords. So he's not a pushover by any stretch. You got to think that there's obviously Kawamatsu, who's probably just as comparably strong to Shootenmaru, and then whoever Denjiro is, more than likely is Kiyoshiro. But whoever Denjiro is, if he does flip back to the Alliance, it's kind of like, okay, I know the calamities are devastating. I know it took both Duke, Inarashi, and Neku fighting back to back 5 days in a row before Jack went on to nuke the place. But I mean, that's before Shikamaru was in the equation. Like, I don't think he could fight all three of those guys at the same time and win. Like, honestly, like I don't think he's fighting Shikamaru, Neku, and Inu at the same time, especially if they both go into a Sulong form. Like, I think he's gonna get washed. Even as strong as he is, I think he's gonna get washed.
Damn.
I mean, and
Alright.
even though I think King is probably going to be considerably stronger than Jack against pretty much 7 or 8 of the Red Scabbards. I mean,
You think it'll be numbers like that?
I mean, because okay, Oda is kind of tricking me out because in one moment he's saying Zoro's saying I want Orochi, right? And we know Orochi has 9 heads. Zoro has Ashura, which gives him 9 blades. So honestly, Zoro could probably. I don't. Do you think Orochi is a strong swordsman, or do you think he's just a figurehead? Because I'm leaning towards figurehead. But what do you think about Orochi?
It's This is the one thing that's throwing me off. He used intimidation when speaking to the CP0 individuals.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that he was physically going to harm them, but he brought out his beasts, and on the negotiation table, he used intimidation. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking like it was more of a psychological thing. Like not that he was saying that he could kill them. He was saying that like we are powerful regardless of anything. We're still powerful. That's what I feel like.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
don't
So
know. I don't know about him though.
yeah, because that's kind of like my like thing. Is that okay? Is it going to take? Because he has 9 heads. There's 9 red scabbards. So do you think that the 9 red scabbards are going to fight Orochi, or do you think Zoro is going to fight Orochi and let either Hiyori or Momo get the last blow, like they're kind of leaning towards, like they keep on referencing
The
that.
the
Okay,
the last blow thing is probable, but I'm more seeing it like niggas have to get sentimental rematches. So like
okay,
the nine scabbard things that would work either against Orochi or Kaido. Like at a certain point, it's gonna be. I don't want to say it's gonna be like Kuros, because Kuros wasn't like majorly involved in defeating Doflamingo. He was only partially
yeah,
involved. But like
yeah, exactly,
it should be like that, to where like the niggas that are most affected by it or by the transgressions should be the ones who play a sufficient part in the victory. Obviously, Luffy's gonna do the carrying, but like you know,
yeah, exactly,
I would honestly hope for something besides the final punch or the final blow. Some shit where like fucking Momonosuke fucking like uh comes out of nowhere and like tanks a big ass hit. I was gonna take out Luffy or some shit like that, and he gets fucked over by it.
hmm.
You know, something to where like they show that Luffy isn't carrying this load. This is my problem. Like Luffy said in the
Yeah,
beginning, like this is your problem. You're asking for my help. Like
exactly,
put that weight on me, but you got to be doing work too. I'm not gonna help if you're not doing shit. That's what he's showing us.
exactly.
Yeah. So like
Exactly.
That's what I'm expecting. That every single nigga that's involved in Major League Momonosuke, because as we know, Luffy's been talking motherfucking shit about this nigga to this nigga's face for arcs now, been years, bro.
Exactly. For
So like,
years,
yeah, and this is the pinnacle of his redemption, of his possible redemption, or of his ascension to manhood. He already did it one
yeah,
time when all his niggas like bowed down in front of him and shit like that. Like my nigga,
yeah.
that shit hit me. That like
That
yo,
was nice. Yeah, that was nice.
yo, that's why I know that like Oda hasn't. It's both that like I can say Oda is like something's up with Oda. I don't want to say that he's lost it because that's not the case, but like I'm not liking portions of this arc, and I know that I'm valid to say that now because
Yeah,
of
of course.
the good ass shit. Like this nigga Zoe, nigga when the niggas came out and said Rizo is safe, oh
Safe.
my mama I
Woo!
cried. Oh my mama I cried, man. Everything I cried, but
Yeah,
yeah. And when I saw the niggas drop down so that too, I got emotional too. I ain't cried, but I felt that shit. So like, if
yeah.
I know for a fact he can still set it up, I know for a fact he can still
Exactly.
pull it off. So that it just that draws my eye more towards though the other portions that I'm not okay with. You know, some of the emotional shit that I just don't care about. Like
Yeah,
I don't mean maybe niggas may feel differently about this, but like I ain't give a fuck ever about Rebecca and Kuros. Ever, never gave a
yeah.
fuck.
No, nah, I didn't. Like, I felt that they were okay. I understood what they went through, but I honestly felt that he gave way too many chapters to those two. Like, there were like you could literally feel just Rosa egging on stuff that didn't need to be egged on. Like every 2 chapters, he would go back to tell us where everybody was at. Like we forgot. Like nigga, I know where everybody's at. Like would you get on with it? And like it was stuff it was stuff like that. Like dude, you're wasting time. Like stop stalling and get to it already. But then there's other stuff that kind of like okay, like I said, the Yasue crap, it was good, but at the same time, I was like, did you really need 3 chapters to wrap this up? No, but is it passable? Okay, it's kind of like what you said. Rizo was safe. Top 10, top 5 moment in all of One Piece. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10, top 5 moment up there with Robin's "I Want to Live,"
Yep.
up there with Usopp shooting the flag,
Yep.
up there with Luffy punching the Gorosei dude.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. The not Gorosei, the Celestial Dragon. It's up there in those moments. And then so obviously there has been great stuff about Wano. There's been stuff that's like, okay, I understand Oda's building towards something. So obviously this chapter is not a 10 out of 10 this week. It's probably a 5, probably a 6. So okay, cool. But then there's stuff like there's overarching stuff like okay, because obviously in terms of fighting forces, there is the Oniwan Banshu, who's led by Fukuro Kujo, and so obviously that's going to be Rizo's fight. But then you do have other dudes in there that could be formidable for the 9 Red Scabbards. Maybe what's her name? Shinobu fights not Raijin, but Fuji. No, Fujin got beat by Zoro, so it would be. Well, I forget who Zoro beat. I know it was about 3 of them that he beat in the Enema Shrine
Mm-hmm.
in the forest when he was guarding Hiyori. And so there's either going to be Fujin or Raijin, who one of the other guys can fight. And again, maybe Momo, because Momo has been training. So as you said, Momo should be involved because it's his country. So he shouldn't just be on the sideline, because Kaido wanted his devil fruit for a reason, right? He wanted Momo's dragon fruit for a reason. So obviously this dragon fruit might have a special ability that we don't even know that it has. Because some people are saying that maybe the same ability Momo used on Zoe when he converts with Zoe, maybe since Kaido quite possibly is a dragon that ate a devil fruit, that maybe Momo is going to try to control him, and maybe that's the byproduct of that devil fruit that he ate. I don't know. I lean towards I don't want Momo to be Uranus, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was Uranus. Because he can fly. Uranus is the sky, according in Greek. Is out of the Greek mythology. Roman mythology. Uranus is a sky creature. Momo ate the dragon fruit, so that would lean towards him being Uranus. He's a creature from a creature believed to be a sky dweller. So it would make sense if he was Uranus. But I mean, Wano thus far is been a good arc. I don't really have much to complain about. I know some people are saying it's moving too fast, and you have others saying it's too slow. And then it's kind of like I think Oda's done the pacing pretty well, except for some parts where it does feel like okay he's rushing, but then at the same time it's like well maybe he's not. Maybe some of the stuff he's setting up was on purpose.
Yeah, but that
You
you
know,
said that before. Like
yeah.
this is like this is my thinking because like if he does this, this could be spectacular. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't think this would happen. If the flow of One Piece would be completely thrown off its axis, and we would be here for another 6 to 7 years. If what I'm thinking would happen, but that's why I think it just won't happen. It's like
Mm.
so these are acts, right? And in these different
Mm-hmm.
acts, different things are gonna happen. What if the climax that we're building to doesn't happen? What if this like rebellion that we're planning, this 20-year thing that we're gonna like meet up and have this big ass war up against Kaido? What if we get to that point, we do it, and we lose? In other portions or in other stories that happens, and then the next arc or whatever, or the next two arcs is like the consequences and the redemption and how you improve to have that fight again. Well, I'm thinking like, what if these acts could be like translated to the word arc? And I know they've been a lot shorter in terms of chapter number. An act was like how many chapters in an act? Like five.
We know the first act one was like 20. Well, it Wano started in 908, and then it went all the way up to nine. Yeah, it was only about 20 chapters. Act one was only 20 chapters, but
Okay.
we've been in Act two since 927 or 928, and it's 953. So he's almost 30 chapters past that, and we're still in Act two.
Okay. Then I guess that completely throws it out the window because I guess I was
Well,
like,
no, because in the plays, Act three and four are usually the longest acts.
mm,
So we and that usually goes through the setup of the war and the war. Remember, Oda's been on record saying that Wano's going to make Marineford look cute, and Marineford was 30 chapters. So the war portion of Wano could easily be maybe 60, possibly 70 chapters, because there is a lot of fighting. Like, look, the Katakuri and Luffy fight started in what 953 and didn't end until 987, right? Or no, 895 or 897 is when Luffy
that
quote unquote beat Katakuri. So it
that
was about it was a good gap.
even if so like because then this brings up exactly what you said in the beginning. Then like how could this bitch or how could this shit be comparable to Marineford when all we know
Yeah,
is our niggas? Kaido don't got no niggas
exactly.
out here. He really
That's
doesn't
what
have
I'm
niggas.
saying.
Yeah. So
Like,
the adversaries have to get more maneuvers. I know we were talking about like what the fuck was it?
okay,
Go ahead.
so if the Marines show up, if Kizaru
Yeah.
shows up,
So I'm gonna say next. Yeah.
yeah, then that would add to it. Then that would add to the possibility of this arc getting crazy. Because right now there's only going to be a war on what two fronts: the mainland of Wano and then Onigashima. But if you add in the Marines, if you add in Kizaru, if you add in his nephew, uh, you know, and then maybe Smoker and Tashigi, this could get crazy.
Like the different prospects, bro. Like she could like. I want it so badly. I
I
also
know,
want
dude.
like
I do.
I want bigger and stronger niggas to show up though. Like I want some bigger and older names to be involved in this, not just like these new niggas. It makes sense though because it's an isolated country and yeah, all that
Yeah,
shit. But like still though, bro, I need bro.
and even there, bro. Like, okay, how crazy strong was Roger's crew? Like, nigga, this nigga had Odin on his crew.
I don't
The
get it,
only
bro.
man that scarred Kaido. was on his crew. Like, golly, this nigga was stacked.
Damn, man.
Roger, freaking Rayleigh, Bullet, Odin, like Scopper Gabon, like, golly, this nigga's crew was stacked.
It be like that sometimes, honestly.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
What's going on? What's going on? Grandma, I apologize.
Good, baby. Niggas is busy. How you been, bro?
Chilling, working.
We finished up with the roundup. We did One Punch, Solo Leveling, Seven Deadly, and One Piece. Usually we go through and we do like meme of the week, and around the community. But I think those portions are gonna be like limited because I don't have that shit to pull up. Around the community, we'll get our Zarso starts on the chapters. All the chapters were fast, but around the community, check out looks like it's Matt, his channel. He uploaded the live reaction for One Punch Man chapter 115 early as fuck this week. And you know his reactions are on his Claudius, so check that shit out. Sundown Rider is fun. Oh god damn, it's like 18 niggas out here, bruh. All right, let me take on 18 niggas. Oh, you need to on fire too, bro. All right. Sundown Rider is finally getting back to his YouTube grind and shit. So make sure you check that shit out, support his shit. He didn't want to do videos for a while because he wasn't feeling it, but he's got the spark again. So let's show him that we appreciate it. That's about it. Sasuke, oh yeah, Sasuke hit 5K, bro. Yeah, congratulations to old boy, bro. Putting that fucking work, man. Sasuke, has been fucking with me for a minute. I think like over a year now and shit. Back when my channel went down, me and him already set up a collab, and he was like down to do the collab regardless of like whether my channel was up or not, subs and shit like that. He was cool, so I always gotta support and talk about cool ass niggas and shit. And I think that's about it. Oh, the shit in the Amazon. Your niggas heard about the Amazon's on fire and shit? Your niggas didn't hear about that?
Oh yeah, I did. It's on purpose, supposedly by the Brazilian government.
Yeah.
And other countries are purposely doing it to clear it.
Oh, clear it? Oh no, I heard it was corporations.
Well, they're corporations, but they have to be sponsored by a country to do it. So that's why people are saying it's the Brazilian government and Venezuela that have been setting fire to the Amazon forest, to the rainforest
for a minute too, not just like
yeah, exactly. Like they keep on starting fires. And my thing is like this: if people actually care about it, then send NATO to stop them. I mean, that's what they're supposed to be there for. So send NATO to do it. Like, don't sit over here and wait for America to do it. Send NATO. You can send a unilateral governments involved. You just had the G7 summit, so send NATO and let NATO take care of it.
Yeah, they just had that shit. They agreed to send 20 million, I believe it was. And I just heard, I think it was like early, like 2 hours before this. As soon as I heard.
Okay.
Yeah. In aid. But even that sounds like minuscule. But I guess it's different.
Yeah, I mean, the world has to start taking care of it. Like you can't always wait for Daddy America to do something. I mean, these other countries that are just as big, that have been around longer than looking at Great Britain, looking at France, step up and do something. Like, you have an army too. You have an navy
at the
too.
same time, bro, you can't like. There are certain things that you should like environmentally, like, because the interesting shit deal with like an army, but like at the same time too, bro, like you can't. You can't bring your army anywhere you want to make a decision.
True, but the thing about it is, the Amazon forest, the rainforest, has been called the lungs of the world, right? over 20% of the world's oxygen comes from there. If it's to be believed by the numbers. So if it's that important, shouldn't that be a unilateral national treasure by every country? And that's what I'm saying. Like if like you can put a stop to it if you want to. It shouldn't take one main country to do something before something happens. Like these people have been given permission to burn forests. They can't just up and do it themselves. They've been given permission to burn it
The thing is,
by
though,
by their government.
Like
I will say this. Hold on. I will say this real quick. You got to realize America kind of put themselves in this position when we kept people from other parts of the world from coming to our side of the planet and like imposing their rule. So technically, when it comes to like anyone on our side of the hemisphere being like, oh yeah, we want help or we need aid, it's more or less gonna be like us being looked at to help out since we're the ones with the big guns and the big and the big helping hands because that's kind of what we are. You got to realize America kind of did reach out a couple times in the past. It's been that way.
Oh, of course.
my nigga, can you sit down, bro?
That's not me. That's my brother.
That's not me. I'm standing still. I ain't got no doors open.
Fucking
That's not me.
Zarso. But either way, yeah, it's a matter to be addressed. What else was there?
Oh yeah, the chapters. One Punch Man, solid as usual. My man Flashy, you really needs help. My man Flashy really needs help. Seven Deadly. Hey man.
Hold on, nigga. That's all you have to say about One Punch Man?
Exactly, man. Like disrespectful.
Flash was the best part. Flash was the best part.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was solid. I mean,
this man really couldn't help himself. That's how bad he is. He's worse than Sonic. He's really worse than Sonic. Honestly,
he's from the same village as Sonic, so it makes sense.
No, but think about it, right? Think about it. Sonic is just happy to try. Flashy can't even think outside of like a normal person's cognitive like functions not to attack someone for no reason. He knows he's not supposed to attack someone. That's what makes it worse than fucking Sonic. Sonic's just bad. Flashy just makes the bad decisions. He's a fucking clown.
I mean, I enjoyed the light chapter, but I really want to get back to Sam. I really want to see that guy. I want to see what he can do.
Bro, I'm so bro.
Like I really want to get back.
Like that atomic, like yeah, bro. I was so scared, bro. The only thing that like would make the fight like so much better now is for like Black Sperm to get some like fighting capability now, man. Like, cause he's dangerous. He is hurting him, but like I want to see some cool ass attacks, man. Like some
exactly
because the rest of these monsters bringing out the nigga, yo. Like homeless right now seems like the coolest monster, like in terms of like attacking wise. Like Sperm is there. I'm fucking with him heavy as hell.
I mean, Homeless seems like a hero because his power set is not like okay, with all the monsters, they're actually monsters. Like Homeless Emperor has been the only like humanoid monster that we've seen on the Monster Association side thus far. I mean, okay, you can say what you want about. Nah, Phoenix Man was in a costume. He was a monster, bro.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He's a monster because that costume gave him his powers. As soon as Child Emperor cut him out of it, he became a regular human.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, listen, I don't know about you, but Phoenix Man Resurrected, that looked superhuman to me, okay?
Shut the fuck up, bro.
It was a costume, bro. It's literally the costume. It's literally the costume was alive. Like it was a symbiotic life form. Basically what it was.
Should even talk to him, bro.
Yeah, all right.
And so, I mean, I'm interested in Homeless Emperor simply because I love his power set. Like, it looks like he literally has. I mean, when he said God came to him and gave him the powers, bro, that was dope. And so, I like that on that front. The fight that I don't care to see is Pig Guy versus that other dude. Like that's nasty.
Oh, come.
Like, I do not want to see that fight.
Ooh, tell him twice, bro.
Oh man, that fight looks so nasty.
They
Hey,
gonna
bro, be like
licking,
that.
biting, throwing up on each other.
Listen. All right, it be like that sometimes. All right, don't judge.
Oh man. I can just imagine it. Pig guy eats him, and then he eats Pig guy from the inside, and then Pig guy's metabolism cuts in, and then he eats him because he ate him. Like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll start seeing that like Pig guy actually has an interdimensional belly that has 5 other bellies. And oh, what's that fight?
Show you all that. Show you all that vor. It be like that.
Bruh.
Nah, nah.
Niggas
Everybody
really
like
mad for
that.
that word, bro. I didn't know what that shit was, bro.
Oh, vor? Yeah, bro. It was something else, man.
Alright, 7 Deadly Sins, bro.
Finally. I didn't think Zeldris would end up like every other shonen main character who has like, a scary wife, but I guess he is, whatever. Um, I did enjoy the fact that Gelda came through and actually, plays a role in saving Zeldris. I think thematically it works. It makes sense. It needed to happen. Thank God it happened. It was pretty light chapter. So after that, it was pretty much just like Meliodas freeing him. What I did enjoy was some of the dialogue between Gelda and Meliodas, because when he is like, yeah, because what was he was like, oh, how'd you know that was Eldris, right? Out of all those other ones, and she was like, you'd probably be able to do the same thing with Elizabeth. I thought to myself,
Didn't he fail?
really?
Did he not do that?
Yeah, but
In the
yes,
penny thing?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. He did that before, so I can't even say shit. I can't even talk shit. Honestly, I really can't. Like every time, like I look back at the story, there's there's a lot of things that I could talk shit about, but it's like it's already been a precedent, so I can't talk shit. And this is one of those cases. So all right, fine, cool, whatever. Seeing Zell get shat on by his own wife had me dying though. That was pretty funny. I didn't think she was that kind of girl. I guess she's tough. Um, After that, we're gonna fight the good old Demon King. Hopefully, the one that we all love to talk about, the one with the horns and shit. That one.
I got super like I love the titty pressing, bro. Once again.
Oh,
Oh.
fuck! I forgot that. Fuck me. God damn it. That titty. Oh, bro, listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a reason why you have big titty goth girls, right? There's a reason why you need them. You need them. This man really finally got the titty he deserved. Like honestly, I really felt bad for him when he got fucking fucked up by his dad, and it's like, nah, like you're in man titty now. Like honestly, he deserved that. He deserved that glow up. He got that. He won. Right now, I'm not even mad that he took over Camelot. Honestly, I'm not even mad anymore.
Really?
Honestly, not even mad anymore. He got the titty rack. He's good. It's good in my book.
We saw Meliodas get it too, right?
Say what?
You seen Meliodas and whatchamacallit? I think Meliodas got it. I think King got it. I don't know if now Bond didn't get it. Don't know if nobody got titties that day. Did Bond get that?
Crazy. She did. Maybe a little bit.
Nah.
A little bit. Nothing crazy. Definitely not crazy.
All right. What's good, Suzuki?
Oh shit, Satsuki? What's going on, kid?
I think he's
Wait, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta change headphones. These shits are broke.
I need to get a new fucking cord. My shit broke.
Alright, what's next? You know Solo Leveling, right?
I don't know.
What else are you
Not
reading?
yet. Let's see.
That came out in these past 2 weeks.
It's God of High School, but no one really reads that these days, I feel. God of High School, no one really reads anymore.
Because the art.
I liked it. The art's good. The art's pretty good.
Madara?
You know me. I'm just waiting for the next chapter of Blue Exorcist to drop. The last chapter turned me for a loop with
Oh,
what happened.
hold on. Don't tell me.
with what
Hold on.
happened. So
Hold
I
on. Don't
can't
tell
wait
me
for the next
nothing.
chapter.
Hold on,
Don't tell me
bro.
nothing about Blue Exorcist.
Oh,
Because
I'm not. I'm not gonna tell you anything, dude. Just tell you,
Madara. You
the
got
ankle break is on Bleach level. I'll leave it at that.
Madara.
crazy.
Can you
Yo.
in 4 minutes, can you give me a summary of the entire timeline or storyline of Blue Exorcist? Because I've only
Okay.
gotten to like the first 10 episodes, 5 episodes, I think, and then let's just get lost.
Okay.
Yeah. So 4 minutes.
Okay.
Then, 4
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
4 minutes. Okay, we'll do.
Yeah.
All right, can y'all hear me?
No,
Yo, what's good,
nigga, what
Sasuke?
you mean? No, nigga, I mean do it in a 4 minute time period. not 4 minutes from now.
Yeah. I know.
Go ahead.
You mean me to do it now? Okay.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah. To finish the story in 4 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were on stream. Okay, so from beginning to till now in this here.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically the beginning starts off like pretty much your average shonen manga. You meet the main character. He turns out it's no secret he's the son of Satan. He and his brother, and so you go from there. His adopted father, who was a paladin when he died, Father Fujimoto. He was trying to keep Ring's powers locked away, but one of these devil spirits ended up finding him, and it basically forced Ring to grab the Coma Sword, which released his. The Coma Sword holds it, and so it released it, and so that's when Ring's powers awaken. Ring gets sent to the Blue Cross Academy, which is led by Mephistopheles, or AKA Faust. He's the second highest ranking demon of hell. So he's the god of time. And so basically, he's
the second highest ranking demon of
He's
hell.
the second highest ranking. So there's honestly, they say Lucifer's strong. I think that's a lie. What I've seen Faust be able to do, it's it's crazy what Faust can. So basically, Faust is the second highest, but he's the leader of the Japanese branch of the True Cross Academy. So from there, you meet Ring, you meet eventually all of his other friends in school, Suguro, Izumi, Shiemi. You meet this whole cast of characters. They all each have their own goals and everything. The next big thing that happens is that his powers basically end up getting exposed to everybody. Yeah, everybody basically figures out who he is, his lineage. And the next big arc is the Kyoto arc, where they go against the Imperial King, this poison demon that in the past of Japan nearly destroyed the whole country. And it comes down to Ring finally embracing who he is. And once he embraces it, he's able to beat it. At that point, we go pretty much the cast starts getting split up. One of their friends ends up betraying them. In it, he's revealed to be on the side of the Illuminati. The Illuminati is the counter group to the True Cross Academy. And so basically the manga takes a lot of influence from the Bible and a lot of influence from Buddhism and what basically the world believes to know of the Illuminati. They consume demons to gain power. There's this guy named Toto. He eats the Phoenix demon and gains its powers. So he has hyper regeneration. Basically, can't be killed at this point in the manga. And so from there, the one who was supposed to be teaching Reen the sword, Shura, it was actually found out that she signed that her family, her great grandma signed a pact with the Hydra, basically Orochi, and at the age of 25, they have to bear a child with him or for him for their lifeline to continue going on, but they only get to live to the age of 25. And so basically, Reen and his brother help her get out of that pact, and so then she gets set free. But what ends up happening to Reen is that I don't want to spoil it, but what ends up happening to Reen is that through certain circumstances, the coma sword gets broken and his heart gets released. And the only one who can stop him in the True Cross Academy, not even the Paladin can stop him. The only one who can stop him is again
His brother.
his actual no, yeah, well, technically it is his brother, Samael, aka Faust, Mephistopheles. He's the only one who can stop him, and so he basically helps Ring gain control of his ability. So now Ring looks totally different. He doesn't have black hair anymore. His hair is white, just like
Oh,
Lucifer. Yeah, his hair, his whole character changes, and so, but then he ends up going to the past through Mephisto's powers to see how everything happened, to see how he was born, to see how his brother was born, to see how Section 13 came about. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah.
So yeah, so that's pretty much where we are from beginning to right now.
God damn, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot.
All right. You just sounded badass. It was good, Sasuke. This nigga still gone, man.
He's muted.
My bad.
There he
What's
is.
good? What up?
That was good, bro. How you been, up?
Just chilling, playing Pokemon White right now. I need to beat this shit. I put it off for so long.
We heard we heard you reach 5K, bro.
Yeah, it happened.
How you feeling?
When did it happen? This weekend, I think.
How you feeling?
Not this week, last weekend. Uh, I, f- I would have felt way better about it if I did it earlier, but like I kept staying at the same point, and I was kind of like, God damn, when is this shit gonna happen? I was like, look, I was like at 4,986, and then it went up to like 900 or 4,994. And then I was like, yeah, only six more. And then like over that week that happened, my subscribers kept dipping and going up. It was weird as hell.
Mhm.
Like it went, I lost like seven, gained like two, lost another one. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So like by then I was just like, God, I was like over it. I was like, fuck it. I'm not even gonna pay attention to this shit no more. And then it happened. I was like, hey, I was happy, but
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
yeah. You got
I was
dragged
I
through the
was
mud for a bit.
anticipating it, so it made it worse.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. That's where I'm at right now too, bro. Like I think I've been at like 1100 something, like 80 for like a good month to 2 months now, bro. Like and it's the same thing. Like I'll lose like three, and then I'll gain three, and then like on the desktop version compared to the mobile phone version, it'll say like two different numbers. So I still don't even know how
Yeah,
many subs I got, but like it's this shit is weird, but like good ass shit, bro. You put in that fucking work, dog.
I'm trying. I've been slowing down on the shit that's got me the subscribers though. Like of course Hunter videos that ain't happening. Well, it's happening, but it's not going to happen like people would want it because it's like it's not much to talk about it. It's on hiatus, so no. A lot of people ask me like, when are you gonna come out with a video? I'm like, bruh, I can only do I can only do so much with it. I know there's other things I could be talking about,
Hell yeah.
but I'm not interested in theories and shit like that in like fight matchups. That's not me. So I'd be telling people like if it's something I'm interested in talking about with it, I'll do it. But other than that, just leave it alone. Just talk about some other series I'm watching or reading.
I mean, it's Zoni, bruh. Zoni, like, bruh. I don't mean to compare you two because it's just exactly like you said. The things that interest you in Hunter x Hunter are not the same things that interest Zonin in One Punch. There's two different stories. So like,
Hmm.
but like if he can find fucking like bro, video a day sometime, man, and it's not just verses and shit. I know for a fact Hunter x Hunter got crazy ass luring. Like the crazy ass shit that like these niggas be doing for One Piece, man. Like you could literally put out a video a day for One Piece for a good few years, and you wouldn't have to replicate any of them like at all. I'm feeling like Hunter
No,
x
yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of shit you can speculate on that you can. It's a lot of content you could make for Hunter x Hunter because it's the vast story. It's just that I usually don't seek things to make videos on. If it's just something I think of for the moment and I'm interested in it, then I'll do it. But I don't know. I just don't be looking at the story be like, all right, what am I going to talk about now? It's just if I feel like talking about it, I'll do it. Like the next video I got coming up with Hunter x Hunter is talking about the manga and anime differences, and that should be a bit video. But like that wasn't something I was like all right, I got to do this. It was just I noticed like one day somebody say that the manga did something different than the anime, and it made me like realize there was a lot of other different stuff. And I always wanted to read the manga for Hunter x Hunter, so I decided like that would be a good time to do this video. And it's like some other stuff like top 10 list, but that's like basic. But I think that's about it.
Fuck, I think my controller is like fucking frozen, man. Damn, dog. Oh, why won't it let me fucking type, bro? I this nigga talking shit and I can't fucking type. Fuck, dog. Bruh, my shit's
I was
really
talking
fucked up.
shit.
This nigga fucking got his ass bust on For Honor, and now he want to slide into my DMs and shit talking about some, bro, for a 50, you really only do light attacks. Like, bitch, suck this dick, nigga. You holding that L, ain't you?
That's what I'd be like.
Oh, one of them people. Okay,
Yeah,
I
bro.
feel it.
How you complaining
Yeah.
to me when you
Well,
lost, bitch? What?
it was one of those times I was playing Destiny and I had to do a bounty. So I used my like super on this one dude just to complete it. He was like, dude, you get solo bait barrage. I was like, yeah, because I had to complete a bounty. He's like, man, you're trash. I was like, I'm trash and I just beat you. What does that make you?
Doo-doo.
And I said, all right, so suck this dick and gargle my balls
Ooh.
Tell him twice.
and get out of here.
Them
If
pussy
I'm
ass
trash,
niggas, bro.
you super garbage. If I'm trash,
Confirmed, dog. Bro, what do I even do to like reset my PS4? Like it's just frozen, bit. Like what the
oh, okay.
fuck?
So you're gonna have to you're gonna turn it off, hold it until it beeps twice, and then hold down the power button on the console itself until it beeps twice.
Nigga, that shit
You're gonna
sound
go
like
off,
he's about to delete all my
and
shit.
then nah. And then what you want to do when you turn it back on, hold it down again until it beeps twice, and then it'll give you an option to not to do a system reset. Don't do a system reset because that will erase all of your data. But it'll have you basically restore the cache on it, so that way you don't. So it'll basically it'll only it'll only leave the top 4 apps that you use on the dash. You don't have to add everything back. But all of your screensavers and music and stuff, it'll still be saved on there. I know you're saving it too.
Bro, I'm gonna just press the power button one time.
That's when we're gonna put it in sleep. That's not gonna.
It better wake back up fucking right.
Okay.
This nigga said, you gonna have to do this and that. He's gonna do that and this. Well, if you do that and that, it's gonna do this, so don't do that.
You can try.
Bruh. I've been reading Unordinary though. That's the videos I've been
Dude,
mainly.
Unordinary is so dope.
Yeah, do that too,
Yeah.
bro. Give us a quick 4 minute synopsis of an ordinary.
The, the thing is, all right, I can describe it as best as I can, but I'm not kidding when I say Unordinary didn't have a real story until a certain
Chapter 50
point.
until chapter 55.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
literally like okay, this is how it is. It's okay. You're not going to like this comparison, or people might not like it in general, but it's kind of let's say it's kind of reminiscent of My Hero Academia because it has people with powers in there in high school, but um I think Unordinary the the premise of the world is basically is like it's like survival of the fittest. It's not like people killing each other, but it's a hierarchy. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are stronger than somebody, they're gonna whoop your ass, and that's how people. And it's like normal. People get bullied on a daily in that
Yeah.
world, and it's just that's what happens. And pretty much almost everybody has powers. What? Okay, because I'm only up to chapter 85,
Oh,
but
dang.
they
Okay. I was about to
haven't.
say. All right.
Yeah, it's a
Tell me
lot I
niggas have
haven't
powers
gone
in this,
through.
bro. Niggas ain't tell me that.
Yeah. So
What?
basically, oh, yeah. So basically, that's where pretty much all everybody goes to. They have these turf wars sometimes. But we've only seen, what, two in the entire series? Uh,
Uh, yeah.
so far? Yeah. We've only seen two turf wars. The king of the school right now, he has barrier power. Before she stepped down, the main character's best friend, Serafina, she can control time.
Hold on, bro. Is that an ordinary raw bit? I thought it was like one of those fucking no offense when I say this, bro. No offense.
Okay.
When I first started to get to know Sasuke, I labeled him the slice of life nigga.
Nah.
No, I am.
Unordinary is not.
I am.
It's not slice of life by any stretch of the matter. It reminds me of actually as just as it said. It reminds me of a shonen of a shonen manga. It's not slice of life at all. It's a battle. It's basically a battle shonen. It's
Yeah,
just
they
in
be
the
fighting in there.
yeah. It's just in the beginning. It takes long to get to it because the main character. Uh, okay, so he has one of the most broken abilities, but choose to use it till like later on in the series, and
Does
that
he feel
has to
like
do
he can get his dick sucked
with
whenever
it.
he wants?
I mean, well,
What?
okay. Do you remember Cinch from X-Men?
I believe so.
Okay, so basically, Cinch's power was this: is that if he saw you use an ability close enough to it, he could use that ability as well. But Cinch could amplify the ability.
Damn.
So that's basically what the main character can do in Unordinary.
Yeah.
He can stack abilities, and he can use it better than what the person originally who had it. He can use it better than them.
So the
He's
main
broken.
character can just walk around his entire fucking story taking other niggas shit? Is it permanent?
Well, it depends because it's kind of weird because sometimes you'll see him have somebody he'll wait until they use the ability and then he'll start using it, but then he'll come equipped with an ability. Like one of the main abilities he uses is this hardening ability that he's pretty much always had, but we don't know where he got that one from. So,
Morgan say he
so
wanted to join, but he can't.
We about to leave soon. Hold up.
All right.
Yeah, let me tell him to go to the bottom.
So yeah, I mean he's pretty raw, dude. I mean, it's a really good series, bro. You should definitely. I haven't started reading Solo Leveling yet. I know a lot of people have been telling me to get into it. I haven't started yet. But that's probably what I'm going to start.
But don't let them overhype you, dog. It's good, but like
Okay.
I got mad. Like the amount of niggas that were fucking like saying shit and telling me to read that. That shit got annoying, dog. Like it's good. It's a very good
Yeah.
read. But like, god damn, like niggas hop off this shit's dick, dog. Damn. Like,
Okay, I got you.
it's the story is amazing, bro. Like there's nothing like it's good. It's very very good. It's just that like the way the niggas hype it up, like you would think
Yeah.
that fucking this shit is One Piece 3.0. Like god damn. But what's good, Morgan? This nigga from the state. Oh, you muted.
Nigga want to join, but then don't talk.
Yo,
There you go.
y'all got all these restrictions in here. We talking about Unordinary? The show I put Sasuke on too?
You didn't do that.
I mean, I got a shout out in his first video.
No, you
now-
didn't. I
now-
literally
now
shouted you out
Satsuki
by saying,
is-
and I
is only
preface
on-
the shit.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna tell him Satsuki is only on episode 84. Well, anything after that.
Oh, he know.
Yeah,
okay.
What grandma on?
I ain't started.
You don't read it.
Yeah, episode
I'm thinking
0.
about it though. How's
He
the
on
art?
episode 0.
Is it-
Oh,
is
the
it-
art is
Bro,
mid.
it gets better.
Yeah, the art-
It gets better.
I was not
So
expecting
basically,
that.
the beginning is good, but once it gets further on in the series, it gets really, really good.
Oh. These just
I don't know
getting
about
worse.
really, really good. But
Like,
it's
okay.
alright.
Okay,
Yeah.
so basically, it's not like the beginning of One Piece until because One Piece didn't get really good until that's when the artwork picked up. So basically, take it from Skypiea to Water 7. I would say the artwork in our ordinary starts off looking like Skypiea, and then by the time Water 7 comes, that's when Oda gets in his bag. So that's basically when our artwork picks up for Unordinary. It's good in the beginning. It's really good, but then it gets great once a certain point hits.
They be fucking.
No.
Nah, it ain't one of those. It's a web comic, so they don't have that on.
Yeah, the plan is not to rape their parents.
What?
That's not a plan.
What?
Who mentioned rape, bro?
Ain't that what's that show? Dog N-word? You know, African American like.
What about it?
I'm saying that's the plot of it. He trying to rape somebody.
Yeah, rape his father. What about it?
That's not Unordinary. It's a whole different.
We know.
I mean,
know
you're
that.
asking. I'm telling him. He getting mad at me fast.
Man, when I heard the plot, I was like, bro, this is wild. But really, that's the plot. Dog, nigga.
Yeah,
Hey, revenge ain't pretty.
it's not.
What about?
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Unordinary. It don't have like this main plot. Like you can say like with like going back to My Hero Academia, like how Deku wants to be the #1 hero. And there's nobody so far in the story I've seen that has an ambition that is like an end game goal or something. Like like Naruto wants to be Hokage, Luffy wants to be Byakuya. It's nothing like that.
It's
It's
some niggas
just
like I'm trying to go to
really
the store.
yeah. It's kind of like no, it's not. I can't even say One Punch Man because then you can say like Saitama wants to be recognized and shit like that. But still, it's kind of just like in the moment type of shit.
Yeah, I mean, there is an overarching storyline, but they haven't delved deep into it yet.
Yeah,
Like, they haven't delved deep into Ember. That group, they haven't delved deep. We've only had like really one encounter with that group, and that's been it. Other than that, the main character wants to be left alone. That's his thing. Just leave me alone. He doesn't want to be messed with, but everybody keeps messing with him. So it's like that's his motive right now. Leave me alone, and I'll leave you. That doesn't last too long. And so you have that, but as you said, as far as overarching storyline right now, there's nothing too deep going on. at all, really.
Whoa, yo, you can't hear us, Morgan? Uh, Space somewhere.
Morgan.
Yo,
You can hear Grim, but not me.
I can hear you too. I
Fuck?
don't know what happened. It just came back.
Okay, about to say. So was it just me?
Discord trash, man. I'm telling you. We need to hop back
Um,
on Skype.
Skype.
what
Yeah.
you been reading, Morgan?
Solo leveling, One Piece, Unordinary Course. I'm trying to catch up to My Hero, and I'm trying to finish Toriko. Oh, and One Punch Man. I don't know. That's been on hold, but I'm trying to go back to that too.
It's been on hold. I don't understand how these things, bruh. Sit
How
down
can
and
you put that
open.
on hold?
Like what the fuck?
Listen,
bruh?
listen. It's great, man, but I just can't read manga like for a long time. Sometimes I just stop.
Would you gaze on?
What?
What does that have to do with being gay?
You know, gay niggas have weird problems, but you know, you never know.
Ain't you the one that said you got dread, which you know?
That's
Oh,
funny.
wow. Huh?
Look,
A
when
what?
did I say I
You
got
talking
dreads?
Grim with the dreads. That's literally your name.
That's an inside joke, bro. Don't worry about it.
I saw the joke when you asked Sasuke how to grow your dreads. And he said, I know you trolling, but I'm going to answer anyway.
Nah. That's part two. That's part two.
That's all right. I mean, I did the same thing with My Hero. I finished an arc and I just take a break from it.
I understand that, though, because that shit trash. But, like, anything else,
Damn.
though?
I
Come on,
guess.
bro.
My Hero, One Punch Man, I got to, I told Sasuke where I'm at, but I forgot. But I just said, I'm all right, I'm going to come back to this. Because it's like the moments that's like things about to happen. So I said, I'll be back. I'm going to catch up, though. I'm like 16 chapters behind. Something like that.
Damn, bro. That's a
Oh,
whole multitude, nigga.
I got to the part where Flashy Flash fighting those two dragons. His ninja brothers.
Hey, spoiler, he about to lose.
Hey, chill out with that.
I'm just saying, man.
I know he wins.
What?
So, yeah.
You could think that.
Nah, he in the dub. What you talking about?
You could think that.
Ain't the whole meme like Flashy Flash beat a dragon, but Atomic didn't?
That's funny, huh? Piece of fucking shit, bro. Yeah,
I mean, that's what I've been
laughing.
hearing.
When we beat a black sperm, we'll be stronger than Flashy according to that reason. So you'll have to shut the fuck up. You fucking
Hey, okay.
Bet.
nigga, stay talking shit.
I'm just telling you what I heard, man.
You can't go nowhere without hearing "But Atomic." Fucking nigga.
I love that meme when it said, with Grim pulling up to the podcast, Atomic didn't beat a dragon yet. Is you about to punch somebody? You got to get rid of all that negative energy, man. I love the memes of the week. They're great.
All right, let's see what we can hop on next.
All right, gents. I'm about to go on and lay down for the night.
All right, peace.
All right.
Is she
All right,
coming
thanks
through?
for the invite, Grim.
You already know. Anytime.
All right, man. All right, y'all be good.
I'm going to try. I would say thanks for the invite, but you told Sasuke to hit me up and he never did. So
Sasuke don't
Oh yeah, I did.
it's whatever.
Ah,
Like, I literally put this man on and he don't want to shout me out. Like, it's crazy.
shout out.
In that whole little question Q&A, I said, who put you on? He lied to the comment, lied to his viewers.
Ow.
And I said, answer honestly, too.
Ow. How did I lie?
You said Tom put you on. Tom.
Put me on a what?
Like, in general, in life.
Nigga, that's a lie. That's a lie.
You the one that said Tom brought you in.
No, I didn't.
So you didn't say Tom brought you in to talk to other people and
No,
communicate
he
stuff.
said with
I said that.
That's what
I
I'm talking
said
about.
that. No, that's not what you just said,
You said if anybody put me on, they got to be Tom. But I don't like you saying that anyway. That's what you said.
nigga. You said he put me on in life. Let's not ignore that.
Well, let's ignore that. Why we can't just ignore it?
All right.
Holy shit. Let me see. Any real world events you want to talk about for a second? Anything that happened in this
Real
world?
world.
The Amazon.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier a little bit. What else?
Oh, y'all actually did.
Donald. I seen a report that Donald Trump was thinking about nuking hurricanes to stop them.
Yeah, that's an idea that's been lingering for like some years.
And that shit needs to stop.
What you mean? How is she supposed to get rid of a hurricane? You
Blow
nuke it.
hard.
Not that way. Not that way. I know that.
How you know it's not gonna work unless you try it, Sasky?
Okay, who going? Which city can volunteer to
We
get
not.
nuked?
We gonna nuke it when it's over the ocean before it hits the mainland.
This nigga, bro. Yeah.
Nigga, that's worse. You can create
How?
tsunamis like nigga. You can create tsunamis like that.
And we gonna prep for that too.
What the fuck?
If a tsunami come, we gonna nuke it too. What you
All
mean?
right. All right.
You know how many nukes we got? We prepping
That's
for
just not a.
something.
That's just not a good idea.
I'm just telling y'all what's been put out there.
I
What's up
mean,
with
yeah, but stop, please.
y'all had that Popeyes new chicken sandwich yet?
Nah, I haven't.
I guess I'm not black enough. I ain't felt the need to run to Popeyes yet.
I've been trying to get
Yeah,
it. There's one right next to my crib, but like that shit been it's sold out. Like, first,
Dang.
yeah, man, sold out for a minute.
it's kind of like it's like crack for people right now. It's kind of wild. No, I'm being dead ass. It's kind of wild. Like people was like, "Oh yeah, this like the Boondocks episode." I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah.
Niggas going crazy over this shit. They fighting and shit, going through drive-throughs, punching niggas.
Yeah, you know, people said I don't want to get a Boondocks credit because this happens all the time. When had this specific event happen where people are punching people out over chicken sandwiches?
That happened in Boondocks exactly. Nigga punched
What
over chicken
they
sandwich.
were fighting over chicken, and
Yeah.
then it started going out. They started fighting even more. But I think like somebody said, well, it happened like some years ago where the chicken ran out. I was like, but they're fighting over sandwiches over a debate, not
Yeah.
the actual chicken running out. They want to try the food.
I low key got a conspiracy theory over it, bro. Low key, dog.
Go ahead, preach.
So like, you ever notice how like so the government has to make announcements about like big ass shit, or like they don't necessarily have to, but like if the government if the public has information about shit, then the government is like obliged to like address it. You know, the press is able to ask questions and shit like that. You gotta answer appropriately, whether it's lies or whatever it is. You gotta address the issue. So like, I don't think it's a coincidence, or maybe it's like my perception since I've grown up, but like before, it was a lot more like attention towards like what the president did, or like maybe there's more now than there was before, but like right now, you can cover up anything that happens with the internet, bro. So like let's like I guess like back in like 2001 or around that time period, a while back, the government lost like $1 billion or something like that. There was like $1 trillion, just like undocumented, went off of papers or whatever like that. But that didn't get reported majorly in the news because some other event was going on in in the public arena. So like the fact that everybody's connected to the internet and shit like that, and they can see all the news stories, they go on the news, Twitter feeds, Facebook, everything has like news on it now and shit. It's easy as fuck to draw the attention away from people. You know, whenever some bad shit happens, whenever some crazy shit's going on. So imagine that. Popeyes pops out a new sandwich and it's all over the news everywhere. Right when some crazy shit's happening.
Yeah, like you talking about that dude that committed suicide.
Exactly. Why did that nigga commit suicide? He was involved with some shit, but that nigga did that. And now all of a sudden Popeye comes out with this. And this isn't like the only isolated case. This happens literally all the time. Like consistently all the time. I actually think that Trump's antics and like Trump in general is like the his main like trait as an exceptional president is his ability to draw attention away from things like that. Or to draw attention in general. Like bro, you can't tell me that like the last president we had Obama and shit like that, he wasn't as active on Twitter like that. Like no president has been. And we've had the internet for a minute. No president has been like that. Not Twitter in general or specifically, but like Obama wasn't like that. This nigga is like super duper honing the Twitter shit, the social media shit. And yeah, that's good to a certain extent, but no president's really done that. So you can't really say that like scientists or political scientists have studied like whether a president being this like interactive and shit or like this uncensored or whatever is good for his or good for anything, man, for the country in general, for the world in general. So I'm like, it's got to be some shit going on with this nigga Trump, bro. Like niggas is hiding shit real good with Trump around, bro. That's all I'm saying. And with the internet getting so good, and everybody getting so connected to the internet, like I'm pretty sure there's some stats saying that a good portion of the human population has cell phones or is connected to a certain extent. Maybe not to the internet in general, but they're connected. So like this connectivity bit, like I don't know, bro. Niggas might start utilizing that shit for the better, and I think they already have. But that's my my own credulous, unsupported conspiracy.
You are not credulous, man. You're just throwing ideas out there. That's all. But if we're more connected, I think we should figure things out more.
Damn, is nigga still here?
Yeah.
Hello. What's up?
Hold up, my headphones unplugged.
And you're asking us, are we here?
Alright, bet. My phone.
SMH.
What your niggas said, bro? Y'all was clowning me the whole time, bro?
No, we were listening. Y'all were talking about my back, man. No, I said if we more connected on the internet, I think we should figure things out more. But then they still gonna hide things no matter what. Like that whole, I remember there was some satellite that went into space, and they said, "Yo, can you tell us what it's doing or anything? Just talk about it." They said we can't tell you anything, nothing at all.
Yeah, nigga ain't no
People
alien
like,
shit. Fuck out of here, bro.
well, I don't know about alien, but they was like some defense satellite that could just snipe people out the sky, and they didn't want to comment on it. Something they could just keep hidden, and everybody probably just forgot about that. Nobody talk about that satellite anymore. And then the whole conspiracy about that dude, like somebody said they used a fake body and they transported him to a different location. Because when the whole guards went off and that thing was getting too big, so that's when the Popeyes started popping to cover that up. And to cover up the whole Amazon rainforest burning. Plus something like Native Americans or somebody in Brazil or something in South America. They won some lawsuit against some big oil company.
Yeah.
And then the forest starts burning.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I seen that. I seen that somebody wanted yeah. Fuck. What the fuck was the details of that shit?
It was something against some big oil. And it's like too many things are happening and then they just getting covered up by some other big event.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I see that too.
But it could just be like the effect of like you said, the connectivity. Like it's the first time like ever. Like even amongst like the time of the internet and shit, like 2005, 2010 and shit like that. Right now is the first time ever where like we're so connected and shit. Like Trump brought in the whole like fake news era, and ever since then it's been like news has been so huge, been like whether it's news networks like losing credit and shit or like niggas getting exposed. So like whatever it is, bro. I'm just saying like. We're either so connected that shit seems weird or some shit seems weird.
Imagine having all the truth and then the president saying, "Oh nah, you fake news." So forget what you say. Like you just can't come back at that.
Niggas
you already, like you got the evidence, and then you just say, "Oh yeah, that's not real." You can't just fight that off. Sometimes.
Alright, let's talk about the anime shit though. What else y'all reading, bro? Oh, hold up. There was like a few anime actually. Fuck, I just saw this shit. Um, so Seven Deadly Sins got announced for an anime for season 3 is coming out this year. High hopes, hopefully high hopes. Suzuki says otherwise because it's Studio Dean, but they did whatchamacallit? Fate.
It wasn't that great.
Phase Zero wasn't great.
No, I'm talking about Fate/Stay Night 2006.
Oh, oh
That wa-
six.
I mean, it was old for that time, so you can say that. But like people didn't really like that Fate that much.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really fucking with the Fates in general. They were alright. And the animation was fucking really, really good. It looked really good. The one that I saw, but like its storyline is really not that compelling, bro.
Yeah,
Gilgamesh strong as fuck. Saber and them niggas, but like I don't know, bro. I just never got into that shit. Um
maybe. I think I tried to watch the Guild, the whatever, the Holy Grail War, and I dropped that jump like 3 episodes in. I ain't drop it on the opening like Satsuki, but you know,
What? What you mean?
you dropped Super on the opening.
Yeah, cause Super is not good,
How do you know that? You didn't watch it.
nigga. I'm hearing shit about it.
Oh, you going off other people's opinions? Okay.
Other people's opinions, nigga. I know what happens. It's not other people's opinions. I know Frieza gets strong by training for fucking months, as strong as gods. I don't need to see. I don't need to see that to know it's trash.
He ate some beans, man.
It is
That was
Some
trash.
up his strength.
beans. What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know. I ain't watching. I don't even remember watching Z. So
You wanna know
I
why
don't
I
know.
hate my hero, bro?
Nah, we don't want to hear that.
Not really, but go ahead.
No, my hero
I
slander.
really don't even hate it, bro, like that. It's just like I'm gonna tell you niggas the truth, bro. I'm gonna title this video why I hate my
Oh no.
hero. Like, just like the majority of things in this community, it seems, it's the people, not even just the story, bro. Story is the major part, but like the people play a big ass part too. Like them niggas are just fucking annoying, bro. Like you have no idea. Like it's worse too because niggas hype up my hero like it's the best thing. Like it's not like it's great, like it's good. No, they say like it's the best thing, and like they have numbers to support like that. It's that a lot of niggas watch. A lot of niggas watch my hero, bro, and it's to the point where like it's having the cultural effects in the United States like fucking Naruto had. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
y'all niggas remember, but like One Piece and Bleach didn't have the best coming up in America, and that's why like they like inevitably didn't have like the craziest shit over here. But like Naruto did. Naruto fucking blew up crazy as fuck in America, man.
Yeah.
Like, nigga,
That's true.
my hero seems to be doing that same thing. That's why like it seems like so popular. I don't know if it's the same way over there in Japan too, but like or around the world. But like, like that just like that shit like irks me whenever I see like that shit. Like niggas just claiming that shit is like the best story ever or whatever. I'm like, nigga, like this shit just came out like a few years ago, man, and like it's tropish as fuck. Hey, come on, fuck out of here with this shit. But then before all that shit, before even all that, I got all those feelings. I gave that shit a chance, bro, twice. And I'm gonna talk about like what I remember from like the second reread or whatever. Cause like start reading that shit. I fuck with high school shit. Like mangas that like are focused on setting in high school, or whatever. I gotta fuck with that shit. The whole like growing up and like slice of life romantic setting shit like that. I love that a lot in like stories, but it has to be coupled with like fights and like badassery type shit. And then I fuck with it like heavy as hell. So like you had the perfect elements. It's literally the school is about the fight, and there are females and hoes there. And you are gonna have relationships. It's a perfect setup, man. Like it's a perfect setup for
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah, but like then you got this nigga who's like, first of all, some simp like dirty, trashy, wimpy type shit.
Beta,
Yeah, beta type shit.
Beta.
Like I
beta.
just don't like that trope. It's cool for the guy to improve or whatever. That's fine, but like just for the portion of the story that I actually got to, I stopped right after the Stain fight. The nigga, like, I just don't fuck with him. Like, there are times where I do fuck with him, and his power is pretty cool, but like, stop crying.
Exactly what I said. I said, yo, he cries at every single thing.
And it's not even like just that the character. I think it's more so the writer, like, or maybe it's just shown in genre. Like, I don't. Every struggle that you have, I don't need like a super inspirational like every single time. But like, come on, just get through some things, man.
Yeah, that man was crying eating food. I said the food is not that good. It's just rice.
He said the food not that good, nigga. You didn't try it. You don't know.
It was rice, Sasuke white rice. That's it.
All right. Yeah, that shit was titting.
No, I can't say I didn't like Deku at first. Like I was saying the same thing you were saying, Grim. But then I rewatched the first season. I wouldn't say he's exactly a beta, but he does cry a lot.
Bro, when I say my nigga, it was predictable. I saw it from the beginning, but I was so hyped, bro. Like when them niggas running through the obstacles in the first part, right? Doing the first test or whatever, and then
Yeah.
he's looking badass or whatever, and then he gets to the part where you see the big ass robot, and they're like, "Oh, it's a bunch of points, and you just gotta make it through." I knew he was gonna bring down a robot, but just seeing the scenario where he brought down the robot, that's what like I fucked with that shit heavy as hell. That's what got me going in to keep watching it. It was like I started off by watching it, and then like I got to a point where the anime didn't get to yet, so I just ran ahead and I watched the anime episodes to catch up with it. But like at a certain point, I just it was like I would read, and then like I would get uninterested, and then the
Yeah.
anime would catch up. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes. Oh, I got to this part. Oh, it's interesting again. I'll read because I'm caught up, or because I want to catch up, and then 5 chapters later, a whole stretch of 10 chapters I don't give a fuck about, and that like really killed my stride, my drive for that shit. But I don't know, man. There's potential in that shit. It's just too shonen-ish, like way too shonen-ish, and maybe that's just me. I just grown out of it, but like, come on, bro. Like,
Another thing I could say is when like My Hero got short arcs, and I kind of like that because like after the arc is finished, after like 10, maybe 7 to 10 chapters, I'm like, all right, good. It's a new arc, and I can see if I like this, and I just keep reading, or I'm gonna take a break from it because I usually take a break after every arc, so after every 10 chapters. But it was something that happened in the Gentle arc. I don't know if y'all want me to talk about it. Y'all probably don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
fuck, bro. You reading that shit?
Nah, I was telling Rex the resident My Hero stand. I was like, Deku cool, but I don't love him like that. Like I told him beta, and then we went over there. I was like, all right, he's not a beta. He just cries a lot, and I don't like that. But it was something in the Gentle arc. That's the villain name, Gentle. Deku know he was walking down the street, and he noticed that Gentle's a villain, and he throws his groceries on the bag and said, "Yo, let's." He just said, "Let's scrap." Right there. So when he told everybody, I was like, Deku threw down his bag and said, "Fuck this shit, let's get active." That's exactly what it sounded like. He told Gentle, and I was like, Deku about to scrap with him, and he just started scrapping. Then he started doing a finger pistol where he could shoot air pressure at the dude. He was sniping him in the air.
Look at this, bro.
I'm like, yo, Deku's doing this. I can't hate. He's still not in my top 3 yet, but I can't hate him as much.
See, but
And he won the fight too.
yes, yeah, oh, fact, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you need. You need charismatic, fucking. Yes, bro. Yes, I would fuck with a situation like that. But you know what probably happened before that? Some nigga named Rocket Feet would probably fly around and do some gay. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like it's so. And the other third as to why, like, my nigga, the powers are. It's fucking trash, bruh.
Oh, the other students.
All the powers.
The quirks in general.
But in general, like And niggas told me, "Oh, you just gotta wait till they develop and get stronger." No, man, like I don't want to see what he develops into. Like I'm just not interested, bro. Like
Yeah, I know.
no matter how many buffs Rocket Feet gets, stop.
Who
Buff.
is Rocket's feet?
Ida.
Him. Yeah.
Yo,
Oh,
bro, the reason why, bro, I gotta say it. The reason why I dropped it the second time is because in the Stain fight, him, like he showed up, bro. This fight, yo, like the ice fire nigga showed up, and him and Deku was in
Todoroki.
there. Yeah, they was about to do them combos and shit in there, bro. It was like, I bet, like this is what. That's the other thing too, bro. Like that's that pinnacle combo, and that nigga's not afraid to use them. Not afraid to
Yeah.
have his main niggas go out there and shit. Ruin the fucking fight. Just having that nigga do anything just ruined the fight for me. And I dropped it after Stain. And he actually seemed interesting for a second, but I heard that Stain doesn't really develop after that, right?
I don't know. I gotta rewatch the Stain arc. But I don't care for Ida either. But I know Sasuke hates Minato. That dude, the purple ball dude, he hates him.
Yeah,
And I
that's true.
hate like his power's not gonna what his power's gonna develop into. Some of their quirks are really trash. Like the dude just got a tail. One dude gotta eat
Ojiro.
he gotta get diabetes to get strong. I like Momo because her power is creative, but she barely can use it. Yeah, Ochoko, she's gravity, so that's gotta be cool eventually. And Bakugo, Todoroki, of course they got cool ones. My I like Tokiyama though, the Shadow. That's my dude.
Yeah,
But
he's
Yeah.
cool. And then the two durability guys, there's one that can turn to steel and there's one that's tough.
yeah,
Tetsu and
yeah,
Kashira?
Shima.
Kirishima.
Kirishima.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's another one? Oh, the animal guy. He don't even talk. He just talks to animals though.
Oh, Coda. He trash.
He's so random. But I don't know, man. The things in my hero that happened, the arc before this was the remedial court arc, and it was just them trying to get their licenses, and that was a real slice of life arc, and I liked it because I like slice of life. But I know there's people that's like shonen heads. They would have hated that. They got their hearts.
Bruh. I when I was first watching My Hero Academia, it was a struggle for me. Like, cause I dropped the shit twice, and even before I dropped it, when I was just getting into it, Deku made me not want to watch the series. I was watching because the first season had already came out, and it was already being announced that a second season was coming. So I never watched it, even though everybody was like talking about it, hyping it up. I was like, one day I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this, and I literally the way he just kept letting Bakugo bitch him, I was
Yeah.
like, bro, I this nigga got to do something. Say something bad, do something, please, nigga. Like you can't keep letting this happen to you. I think I started to be like, all right, I kind of like where Deku was going when he finally did that one test with when he was with Ochiko and then Bakugo was who the fuck was Bakugo's teammate?
Ida.
Oh yeah, Ida. Yeah, Ida didn't do shit. I
Yeah.
was like when he had the plan or whatever, he's like, I know which hand you're gonna attack with, like you're open right here. I was like, about time. I was happy. But then uh even though I don't think the first season is bad, I don't think it still didn't hook me in. Cause like they had the All Might and Nomu fight. And in the moment it was really cool. Like but in retrospect, I'm thinking it took all that just to beat one of these nobles, and like later in the arts, these nobles they spamming these holes out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
like in retrospect, I don't like that fight too much anymore because of how like the nobles are like basically these plant like they're like Cyberman basically. Like they got a whole bunch of these shits
Hold
in
on.
factories.
I'm I think there's another part with the Nomus. I thought that's what you were gonna talk about because you always
Oh
talk
no,
about
I
things
don't,
you hear.
nigga. I don't know nothing about that.
Uh,
I'm just saying they had like the nobles and factories. They could just had like a whole bunch of like during the stain thing. They had like a whole bunch of different nobles or whatever. Um,
yeah, flying around the train and
but
stuff.
yeah, but the main thing I didn't like, which is crazy now since everybody hyping him up, was Shigaraki. I fucking hated that motherfucker. He, the way he pulled up with all his niggas and they got watched. Like literally, Aizawa was watching everybody for the most part. Like Aizawa was bodying them niggas. I'm like, this nigga Shigaraki came with a half baked ass plan, had to rely on this garbage ass mindless Nobu, and then once he lost, that nigga said you cheated. I'm like, this nigga trash. I'm like,
Yo,
I don't want to see this nigga no more.
that sniper hero came and popped Shigaraki 4 times. He said shot through the arms and the legs. He was crying on the ground. And then Rex said that's his favorite character. I'm like,
I mean, if he
child.
got better, like
Yeah, I gotta wait for his
I
arc.
welcome it. But just his first showing, I was like, I wasn't feeling this. And like people always say like things get better. I understand that, but you can't say that when niggas in a moment in a vacuum watching a series. You can't say, oh yeah, like it gets better later. Like if there's nothing to hook me, then why would I want to watch it until later, nigga? You got to give me something for now, something, nigga.
Yeah, I understand that. Same thing people tell me about JoJo's.
What you mean?
I got to that ripple and dropped it.
You're trash.
They said this the worst part though. Just get to part 2, 3,
What?
4, and I'm like,
Ah.
I don't know if I could do that.
Not gonna lie, bro.
Man,
The
just
first
drop
time,
that shit if you ain't feeling it.
yeah, the first time I ever seen JoJo, bro, I only saw like an episode, half an episode, and I stopped.
I like the whole Dio part, the dog thing, the boxing. But then when he got to the ripple, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back to this eventually.
Oh,
But then I was watching part 5 and Your Rabbit, Grim. So I mean, it was
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, you didn't
Part
even.
5 was nice.
Man, so you a part skipper is what it is, huh?
I mean,
yeah,
I don't
Damn,
even know if I
bro.
am.
All the
yeah. Them
negative connotations, bro. You just dirty.
I mean,
JoJo fans finna lynch you.
Yep.
I skipped
They
4
found that
parts.
out.
Come at me.
Them niggas don't play, bro. Just the casuals is hardcore.
I don't care.
Hey, Perry going to hit you with that shotty.
Yo, Perry been after me for a minute, man. What's his problem?
Hey,
Oh, and somebody said that's the point. Shigaraki is supposed to look pathetic. Sasuke.
that see, look, I hate that. Don't tell me that's the point, nigga. It don't matter. Like it don't matter if that's the purpose. It's still that's what I'm seeing. That don't mean I gotta like it. There's a lot of things that have meaning and are intentional, but that's not going to make my enjoyment of it any better. That's going to make
Facts.
me understand it, but it's not going to make me like it. That's why I said. That's why when I always talk about Shigaraki, I always acknowledge. Okay, apparently he's gotten better, and I get that he was written in a way so that he could develop in the same like parallel to Deku. That's cool, but that's not going to make me like how he was before. I don't fuck with him. He got a dope ass power, but I don't fuck with his personality.
Yeah. In Class 1A, Deku's still not in my top 3. And if we
Man.
doing overall characters, he's not in the top 5. So Deku got to
Yeah,
climb.
I feel it. I feel it. He definitely ain't my tough. I got that nigga from Class B in front of him. You already know that.
How many series is it out
Yeah.
there that the main nigga ain't in the top 5 for best characters?
Oh, a lot for me.
A lot. Yeah.
Like what?
For
I
me.
really like the MC the best.
Like what?
Well, wait. You said how many series are there where the MC isn't in my top 5 or
Yeah, it's not.
is not? Oh yeah, a lot. Because with Naruto, that nigga's nowhere near. He ain't even in my top 20. To be honest.
Ooh, I never thought about Naruto. Yeah, he not in my top 20 either.
Bro, I stopped fucking.
I got Tintin above him,
Damn.
and you already know
Of
that.
course you do. Of course you do.
Tintin
That,
top
that
5.
shit went on so long that you can't even like. I can't even really like quantify that nigga's like true development as a character and shit, as a person. You just the final results of everything say differently what the entire story is. Because he got a lot of development, but at the end they ruined that nigga, bro.
Yeah, that whole God thing, the reincarnation. Y'all said they ruined his character.
Yeah.
It
I
is
don't
your
know.
destiny.
I don't know if it ruined. Like I don't want to become a Naruto apologist, but I want to rewatch Naruto to get the whole thing again.
I
To
don't.
see if I actually like feel the same way I felt. Saying, man, that junk don't even make sense. He's a god. Why is everybody turning their back against him? But like they didn't know he was a god. Third was trash. I don't know why people be hyping him up.
What you mean?
That man never took care of Naruto.
So he's a demon.
And then a demon.
He's a demon.
He was
Hey,
the
that's
fourth
you should
Hokage.
take care of him. You should
Yeah.
take care of him more because of that.
Well, if
Fuck
he turned into Obito, the leaf would not survive.
Okay,
Yeah,
look,
if Naruto would turn evil, them niggas would have been dead.
look, bro.
Yeah.
He did indeed give him a guidance. He did because he put Saruto not Saruto. Is it not no the other nigga fuck, I forgot that nigga's name. His sensei that he really Aruka. He put,
Ruka?
yeah, Aruka there of his own volition, and he was there, and he guidance doing shit like that, and then he paid for all the niggas' fun. They gave him a house and shit like that. He had an apartment, even though his parents were dead or whatever.
Yeah. Paid for his funds after his parents died. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, listen, bro. And then he had the responsibility of literally the Uchiha were on the verge of a coup. And they had a nigga as strong as the Yellow Flash on their side, but with the Mangekyo Sharingan. He didn't know what to do, bro. He was stuck with it. And he let Danzo and the pressure that him and his faction was causing fucking skew his decision, teeter what was gonna happen, and then niggas see it negatively because an entire clan died from it. You're like, hey, look, bro, look, niggas die every day, man.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
The third just don't look good because there was so much shit happening under him. It's like
Yeah.
Danzo wanted to take over, the Uchihas wanted to revolt. Naruto was isolated, even though like that's not too smart. And then you got the whole Orochimaru situation, which
Yeah.
Orochimaru was going to be Orochimaru no matter what. But it's like all this shit is happening around him. It's like I respect his power though, because like he was with the shits, but
No, you got washed.
he was with the shits, man.
He wasn't with
Nigga
nothing.
was old as fuck. I'll
But
give him
yeah,
that.
third not in my top 3 Hokage.
It's fucked up.
You already know that.
What?
He not in my top 3.
So who's top 3?
What you mean?
Better not say the
Minato,
second.
Toby Rama.
Nah.
What you mean? The second the
And who
best?
else?
The second is
And who
literally
else?
the worst.
Probably Hashirama.
Wow.
Sekko Kage. That's my guy.
Oh, y'all niggas.
Yeah.
No wonder you're a racist piece of shit.
Wait,
He
hold on now. Hold on now. Let's unpack
Second
this.
made the Leaf Village. How can you hate him?
Bro, shut the fuck up, bro. The first,
So you tell me.
the
He
first
created the
one was-
foundation.
So
The first didn't
All
do
them
anything but give nukes out
jutsus.
to people.
Woo! That nigga
Yeah.
done created all the jutsus. God damn.
He created everything that's used today. The tuning exams too.
listen, bro.
What didn't the second do?
Listen, bro. Those social systems may help, but underlying everything with racism, my nigga, you got me fucked.
How's it racism when they the same race?
Nigga, you
Man,
know what I
fuck
seen?
the
Bro,
Uchihas.
you know what I
Fuck
seen?
the Uchiha.
You know what I seen, bro?
And they move off of hatred. Of course you're supposed to hate them. Or at least to watch them. Be cautious.
Bro, I seen a meme of some nigga who had recently died, and when he got to heaven, he seen oh no, what was it? Itachi. It was Itachi. It was Itachi had died, and when he got to heaven, he met Tobirama. And then Tobirama walks up to him like, "I seen your work."
That's good. Oh, you a Uchiha Slayer. Well, come on in.
Like shit, bro. Like that nigga is dirty, bro. Like don't get me wrong. Like the reanimation jutsu, like indomitable
Flying
leadership.
Raiju.
Yeah, but like the nigga, like the flying Raj and shit too, man. Like this nigga contributed to the Leaf exceptionally, bro. Like he's by all definitions what a true Kage would be, even the sacrificial aspect as well, and the honor of a true ninja. But that nigga, he don't like blacks.
Black dude, don't compare Uchihas to black people.
All right, okay.
We ain't
What you
that
mean?
whiny like that. Fuck them Uchihas.
You Chia did something wrong, clearly. And then Toby Robin fought a whole blood war against them, a family war. What he supposed to be cool with him off the rip?
Hmm.
And then Madara, he left the village again. Come on, man, you can't keep trusting them.
Seiko Okage he a little trash though for dying.
Everybody died.
How did he die though?
Yeah, to who, man?
He
Like,
was he was in a war solo,
Who killed him?
a platoon.
no, but
That's
listen,
trash.
You know what a platoon is?
Nigga, no, I'm saying it don't matter how many like look, we see how strong the Kages are. It don't matter how many niggas there. That nigga should not die like
especially
that.
Kakashi is not being a
especially.
platoon. Tsunade is not being a platoon.
Hold
You
on, bro.
naming the
They
weakest
proven.
It's
Hokages.
okay.
Come on, bro. They
I'm
they
just saying.
proven that. They proven that, bro. We've seen Kakashi himself beat entire groups, whether they're joining or tuning. We've seen him
No,
body
no,
bunch
no.
of niggas, bro.
I'm talking about Hokage Kakashi without any eyes.
Yeah,
Yes,
trash.
bro. Nigga, we've seen them beat
Kakashi.
a bunch of fodder all the time, man.
He ain't being no platoon of fodder. That man, he barely got any chakra.
Nigga,
How is he doing
a
that?
platoon is like is like 100 niggas, bro. Relax,
Kakashi is beating 100 people solo.
my nigga, bro.
Apparently, he could do it with his
That
1,000 jutsus
Hold on,
that man,
Morgan,
that man
that he
got five
learned.
jutsus.
You're telling me the nigga who made the flying Raja, you don't think he could fight 100 niggas? Go home, bro. Stop.
100 people that's below Hokage level, no.
Bro, why'd you say
Wait,
it like
how
that?
you know they that?
Yeah,
Wait,
tell me,
what?
why'd you say it like
What?
that?
How the hell did they get that strong?
It means a lot.
Because
It
they
means
was
a
in a
lot.
war. What you mean?
So you mean getting?
What?
Because they below Hokage.
No, Jonings.
Bruh, if they was all that strong, they should have fucked up the leave. That should have been over.
What
They
you
should
mean?
have got this shit overran.
The Leaf got other Jonings too. They just weren't in there at the time where Hokage was. What's Toby
Well,
Rama
shit, they
was?
don't got that much.
Yeah, they do. They got a whole clan. They got clan. They got gangs. What you mean?
Okay. I'm saying Toby Rama could have ran up on Uchihas and fucked they shit up.
Oh no,
If he can do
you
that,
crazy.
then he is not. I'm not talking about every single Uchiha.
Okay.
I'm talking
He-
about the same niggas that Itachi beat. He could have did the same shit.
Worse.
He could
Nah.
have watched them niggas. Hell yeah. All right.
You trying Toby Rama?
Toby Rama is not beating 100
You
UTI.
see when he did when he
solo.
came back, bro? He touched the wall and it broke.
And then he got stopped by his brother. Got punked.
That's his older brother.
Now you defending Toby Rama over here, talking about you calling him trash.
Look, bro, when I say, bro, like, when like, Naruto got fucked up at the end, but there were certain parts that I was, bro. Yo, I'll say this and I'll say it forever. The best episode of anime that I've ever seen is Naruto episode 322.
Which is
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Shit, you ain't gonna know. Go ahead, type it in
Do I
on
got-
YouTube real fast. Go ahead.
I gotta look this trash up.
Go ahead. Look it up and then tell the viewers what you see, Morgan. I'm telling you, but that
You
is
said Naruto or Naruto Shippuden?
Naruto Shippuden episode 322.
Okay, dub.
Y'all viewers, go ahead and type that into Google as well.
Let me check out this filler.
That is by far the best episode of anime ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the meteor.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's the meteor. It's
Was Madara versus the whole army.
exactly, nigga. And do you know what happened? He was capable, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if Toby Rama, Hashirama, Sarutobi, Onoki, uh, A, even B, niggas like that, they're supposed to be capable of doing something not to that exact same level, not bringing down a meteor, but the way
Yeah.
they were doing to the Alliance, those are all joining and tuning. They should be able to like take them niggas on, not at the same time, obviously, but you were talking about in a forest and shit, trees where the niggas is hiding, trying to surround you and shit like that. We talking about like 100 niggas with platoon. You got like 25 niggas in one area, 25 niggas in another area. So your four guys are surrounded by 25 niggas, and 50 more niggas are coming. Like, you're telling me that they shouldn't be able to get out of that?
Mm, they probably could. I don't know about Onoki, but the rest probably
You
could.
be tripping. The nigga with
Bro,
the
Nick,
particle style. He said no.
Nikki got beat by half of the goddamn Akatsuki. Get him out of
Who?
here. Sasuke, whatever that other chick,
They ain't beat him.
Jugo. They washed
Fuck
Inoki.
them.
Onoki? What the
Fuck
fuck?
them.
They washed him.
What they did? What are you talking about, bro?
That's whatever. God dang, the whole war pulling up on my door. I'm still watching it.
Alright, I think. Alright, man,
Which
that's
killer
about
bee
it,
would have
bro.
killed that nigga?
Um, what else? It ain't gonna be too much longer.
And where the 1080p at?
God damn.
You really finna watch that bitch, huh?
Yeah, I'm already watching.
Alright, we're gonna see our boys next time now. Yesterday we released the One Punch Man podcast, so if you haven't checked that out yet, go ahead and check out the session. We discussed chapter 115 and it's all in all its greatness. Make sure you check out the review too. We had on some pretty important points that may be coming up. Make sure you check out Suzuki's channel. Like I said, he just hit 5K. All that success, all that glory gonna culminate
Yeah.
in blowjobs, right?
That man got
Wait,
5K soldiers.
what?
You is
Man, they ain't loyal though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
How many loyal fans or loyal viewers you think you got? Like niggas are like
Maybe 100.
consistently 100. Like
Yeah.
consistently, like no matter what you put out.
I'm confident I can always get 100 views on anything. But yeah,
Yeah.
What about a
that's about
shout
it.
out? Can you get that?
A shout out. Why would I
Yeah,
do that?
I'm just asking.
Nah, I think I'm good.
One day I'm gonna get one.
Yeah, you making me think if I got a video with less than 100 lately. I know I have them before, like several before, but like, I don't know about now. Damn, bro.
It's hard.
Yeah, because you know they say like you really only like see or like only a certain amount of niggas see your actual videos when you post and shit like that. So like
Yeah.
even just getting them niggas just to come back, even if they want to see your shit, sometimes it's hard. Damn, bro. Either way, whatever. Damn, it's just taking forever to load up, bro.
Hold on, Grim. Can I get your opinion on something?
What's up, Bobby?
Do you think Muppet should be modded in Satsuki server?
How you gonna get? Wait. Why are you asking Greg's opinion on how I mod my server?
Can I? I just asked him, man. Why you jumping in, dog?
Yo, Muppet in fucking cloud, bro.
Do you think he should be dethroned, man? Like take him out?
The nigga's a fucking clown, bruh.
How about this? You mod me over here, and then he stay modded in Muppet channel.
What? That don't even fucking make sense.
What you mean? He got modded over here. So I'm just asking for the culture.
I'll tell you, this how niggas move.
You the one that modded people that wasn't even in the goddamn server for 5 days.
Yo, niggas,
It don't matter,
And
nigga. I know Muppet for longer.
I was there.
Like,
Said, you know, Grim for longer than me too, but he ain't modded.
yeah, that's true. Cause Grim don't be in there like that.
Neither does Russ, and he's a mod.
You already know why Russ is.
You make no sense, Sasuke.
Don't play coy, nigga. You already know why.
You make no sense. It's
You
whatever
helped
though.
build that server.
You got Key at the right hand. He don't even talk.
Yes, he does. I can trust Key. I can't trust you, Morgan.
Why? What did I ever do?
A lot of things that you did. Just can't
Name
trust you.
one.
For one, you a racist. That's like the biggest thing.
Right? You said Toby Rama your favorite Hokage.
Yes.
Racist? Me? Come on. Use your common sense.
All right,
Hold
let's
on.
see
Let
how
me
much
pull
they're
up the
rolling.
quotes.
Yo, ho.